you're ready.
Yeah, it's like the dog days of winter.
Yeah. You're like, ah. But we still have all that sunshine. It is remarkable.
Yeah, the climate is so up and down all year. You know, we have the blizzards in the -10, but we also have the 65 in January. Yeah, on the East Coast, you know.
They were up.
The levels on this computer were a little high, but I actually have control here too.
Was it down a little today?
Yeah, a little bit, 1250-ish. I think I bought it 1245, 1250.
So I do consulting. I've done transportation planning.
Are we sure they're going to have another 75 cent?
Well, they're all talking. What I don't understand is if they do take it from a limited partnership. Is it going to go down? Of course, dividends will go down, but that's why they're doing this. So they can,
well, I'm not hanging on, but they should make money. Well, look though, they're saying
flocking.
they reevaluated. Here's their term.
So it's, you know, even though the overall unemployment rate is like 2% in the Denver metro area, you know, for white collar professionals, like especially under the age of 30, it's like 20%.
Oh yeah.
I mean, literally, it's 20%.
I know what you're saying.
You make note of the discrepancy. He literally sticks up for them. It's crazy.
and I
Even did the Pope denounce it?
Not yet.
Bonuses,
Yeah,
everything else.
Okay.
What gets me is those bishops should be going to jail.
Controllers, things like that, and I got hundreds of things like that.
Oh, I was kind of like,
I know what you're saying.
You're talking about former.
No, I mean, it's impossible, you know, like I go to apply for something, you know, and I mean, they'll have literally 140 applicants, you know, and then, you know, if you filter out people that don't have graduate degrees, you still end up like,
No, it's really good. I told you, your story will help others.
I mean, it's like that nationally to some degree, but I think that Denver, like I said, is worse, ironically. Just because the demographics of who's moving here are, it's just all, you know, the hipsters who have taken over the city county of Denver.
If I'm going to send you an email real quick. I want to see if you can do something.
Wholesaling property. In this kit, you'll see how he locates, evaluates, and flips a property in any area. Plus, you'll learn how he's used other people's money and other non-traditional money sources to get his deals done. It's time to see how to potentially access discounted and find funding partners for a property to wholesale. Call 1-800-430-1799 now to get your free wholesaling kit. Call 800-430-1799 now and receive live training in your area, which includes a free meal, a free smartwatch, and a free USB drive loaded with this training information. Call 800-430-1799. That's 800-430-1799 now and get your free kit today. That's 1-800-430-1799.
I need somebody.
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can.
Hello, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. Solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints, making your life a little easier as we've been doing for years and years and years on this show. Yes, this hour brought to you by Bright Light Chiropractic. If you are looking for chiropractic, brightenyourfamily.com, Bright Light Chiropractic. Listen, we are consumer advocates here, and we do accept advertising, but only from the best of the best. We truly are accountable. Unlike any other show, because we do what we do, we have to be very careful. So we always ask for feedback. You won't find that anywhere else. No one's going to say, tell us about our advertisers. Or if we have a list, you know, our referralist.com, if somebody has a list, they're not going to say, please let us know if you're having problems. They don't want to hear about it. We want to hear everything. We want to be totally transparent. So welcome to the show, the only show of its kind. Bright Light Chiropractic getting great reviews, of course. I've used Bright Light, and Dan, Deputy Dan, is going there. Bright Light Chiropractic. County line, basically, and university. And it's brightenyourfamily.com, Dr. Mike Hederscheit. Here's what's unique about this chiropractic office. They do chiropractic adjustments. Isn't that terrible that I have to say that? Because nowadays chiropractors get into everything, but they're not getting into chiropractic. They like, I don't know what they do. They become a chiropractor and then decide they want to do nutrition and colored lights and fake stem cell therapy and anything else. But in any case, you're not going to find that with these guys. These guys are great. And I say Dr. Mike Hederscheit, not these guys, but his team. They do a complete evaluation for just $50. Just $50. That's with x-rays and thermal scans and everything. Adjustments start at $30. You've got to check them out, okay? BrightenYourFamily.com. 720-583-4506. That's 720-583-4506. So welcome, people. We got a lot going on. Got a special guest from the referral list. Then we also have a common man. We love having people here from the referral list each day. Bob Logan, Plumline Services, with us. And Bob, feel free to chime in. And Plumline Services has been with me for years, plumbing, heating, cooling, electric drains. We have a common man, Drew, who's been in here once before. Drew, when were you in here before? How old were you? No, oh, I thought you said he was. I'm sorry, Drew. You've been listening since a kid. I thought someone said you had been in here before.
He looks like a kid.
Yeah, how old are you, Drew?
I just turned 31.
Okay, yeah, you look pretty young. And so you've been listening for how long?
You come on after Peter Boyles, so in 1996, 1997.
Oh, my God, you're talking a long time ago. Wow,
Captive
cool.
audience in the car on the way to school.
With your parent, with your father probably, right? All right. Is there anything that sticks out from listening? Anything at all?
It's just it's fascinating to hear the voices. You know, you guys are celebrities. You know, you're local celebrities, and just to come in and hear in person, you know, you sound exactly the same as on the radio.
Well, I hope so. My God. Anyway, thank you, and I look much better on radio. Hey, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Let's go to the phones and find out what's going on with Betty. Hello, Betty. What's happening?
Well, Mr. Martino, thank you for taking my call.
Yes.
This is about Pueblo, Colorado.
Well, Pueblo is the, unfortunately, the butthole of Colorado. What's going on?
Well, there's this group that's been fighting this big gravel pit down here for 2 years. And it's a big gravel pit, 1,500 acres. And it's a company out of Kansas City.
It's kind of late to fight it now. Huh? How long is it for years and years? What are you fighting about it?
Well, it's going to disturb our community. And probably the worst thing that this gravel pit's going to do, we have these children. We have 2 schools in Vineland, Colorado, plus the Vineland County High School down here. And there's more than hundreds of trucks that are traveling on this road. And this group of ours, they've gone to the school district. Oh, they're neutral about it. And they've gone to the county government.
So is it the traffic is it the traffic you're upset about?
Oh, it's the traffic. And then worse, it's the county government.
Well,
so the very first meeting we had before that county government, it's supposed to be an open public meeting.
Yeah.
They shut them doors. They shut them doors, and they put sheriffs in that building, and they would not let those people into that meeting.
Well, hold on. Maybe they had too many. Did they have too many people in there?
Well, they did have too many, but it's an open public meeting.
Yeah, but they do
law.
For fire code. They have to limit. They really do occupancy. That's why they close it. That many people showed up. Were most of the people against it?
Yes, they were.
And they passed it. They passed it anyway.
No, they have not passed it.
Oh,
this has been going on for 2 years.
Well, no. Wait a minute. You're telling me that they're doing strip mining right now, right?
Yes.
And they're not approved yet?
They are not approved. They're approved at one of their pits, but they're trying to merge these 2 pits to make them over 2,000 acres.
Well, why is it automatically bad? Give me the 3 top arguments, please.
3 top arguments is our welfare and our safety.
Okay, but hold on. No. You don't. No, wait. You don't just get to say that. How does it affect your welfare?
It affects our welfare by the prices on our homes. It's going to lower the prices on our homes.
Okay, then that's economic. That's not welfare. Okay, so it's going to reduce the prices on your home. What else?
What about the safety of the children?
Okay, tell me how it's affecting the safety. Tell me.
There is this road, and in the morning those parents drop off those children, and that road is so narrow, there's irrigation ditches on either side of that road.
And the traffic.
And we've counted up as many as 300 trucks on that same road.
All right, hold on. All right, what else?
And then it's the county government. They won't respond to our core request.
But what? Hold on. We have home values and traffic. What's your top 3 arguments against?
It's just so much. It's just our farmers. They're out here. They want to put this gravel pit next to our farmers. We have our Pueblo chilies down here, and they want to ruin our farmers' land.
How will it ruin the farmers' land? I'm really trying to find some stuff here. How? Okay, so reduction of home values, traffic, and what will it do to farmland?
It's the dust. The dust destroys the crops.
Does it really, or are you just saying that?
No, it really does. There's proof.
Okay.
There's evidence.
It seems to me that if an overwhelming number of people are against this, that's why they have public hearings. But it has to be more than just NIMBY. It has to be more than what that famous expression NIMBY. Do you know what that means?
Not in my backyard.
Yo, man, see that? Everyone knows NIMBY. That's what it means. Not in my backyard. And it has to be somewhere. But so here's what I'm getting at. If it's zoned and if they go through the proper steps, it does get in your backyard sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't. Unfortunately, the bigger and better the homes, the more voice they have. Listen, we don't want to say that, but we know it's the truth, okay? I don't think there's a wide, vast conspiracy, but I do believe that just happens. The more money people have, the louder their voice. So these homes around this pit, this strip mining, are they medium-priced homes, lower-priced homes?
There's a variety of them. One of them that's only a half a mile is over $300 million. It's a huge home, a ranch.
$300 million?
No,
what?
I'm sorry. $3 million.
Oh, $3 million. Okay. Hey, Betty, do you guys have a petition, or have you done anything in an organized fashion?
Oh, we've petitioned. We've gone to meetings. They've held 4 meetings on this. 4 meetings, and it's only been passed through planning and zoning.
You know, does Colorado Springs media get involved in this? Do they get involved in this? They have stations.
For Pueblo? I don't know.
Well, no, it's all the same market. Colorado Springs and Pueblo are the same market area. Can we call our buddies down at KRDO? They're listening right now. Can we ask them if they've ever covered this topic? Who can we ask?
Let's have Daphne call back.
Let's call down there and just see if they've covered this. I mean, I think that the more people that learn about this, the better it is. I can't help you directly because, you know, it's a process they do through the county commissioners. And listen, Pueblo is a weird animal. Pueblo, they dance to a different drum. The police do. I imagine the county commissioners do. We've not had any real direct experience with them. But we kind of know that they're different. The police don't respond to crime, for example.
Let me tell you, one morning between 7 and 9 o'clock in the morning, 100 trucks went through one of the intersections coming out of that gravel pit. 20 of them ran the stop sign. We called the sheriff's department, and they did nothing, and we have that on video.
Listen carefully. I recorded the police responding to an emergency one night down in Pueblo. Ready? Listen carefully. Yeah, that's their emergency response. A woman was in trouble. She called the police. You think I'm kidding, right? We have a tape of a guy outside the room of 2 girls screaming and yelling and trying to get in the door. The police never showed up. They called, never showed up. You know what they told them to do? Don't open the door. This is Pueblo police. Didn't we have other cases?
I think they're getting better, though.
Why?
Because a lot of them were fired and they've rehired people.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's good to know. Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair has a deal for you, and we're talking a great deal when it comes to transmission service. You know, the life of a transmission is determined by its service record. You keep it serviced, you can keep it going and going and going. Really, you can. Now, even if it's been a long time, it's better to get it serviced than not. If there's anything wrong, you can trust Budget to fix it. They do all of their own in-house rebuilding. But why don't you call for the $119 not rebuild, I wish. The $119 service. They drop the pan, change the filter, change the fluids, check all of the belts or whatever you need in your transmission, whatever is unique to your transmission. They know them all. 303-781-9858. Just $119. They're on Santa Fe, just south of Dartmouth. Easy to get to from anywhere. And for transmissions, $119 is a great deal for service. 303-781-9858. Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair.
I'm shocked you go to McDonald's.
What's that?
Just shocked. What are you drinking?
Diet Coke.
Okay, at least it's diet.
That diet wasn't good either.
I'm used to.
Mark, I didn't know I would get the liberal judgment from McDonald's from you.
The main problem with diet is it fools your body and it will actually elevate your insulin level. Your body will produce it because it fools it. It thinks it's sugar.
That's that, yep.
So I've been told.
Everybody agrees?
Right? Anybody here not agree?
I don't think the aspartame has like a bad aftertaste.
Oh, I love the aspartame.
I love aspartame.
He puts it on his steak.
I asked for extra aspartame in my Coke.
That and gluten.
I tried the Diet Coke with Splenda, and I almost spit it back up.
Really? I like Splenda.
Oh, it's horrible. Aspartame's the way to go.
Kramer said, I asked for extra MSG.
Problem is aspartame sucks.
Yeah, it's chemically unstable at high temperatures.
I think you got to bring her back on for more. That Fremont Paving is suing Betty, for $300,000 for telling the commissioner that they're using water from the Arkansas River. And then, so
Does she have a lawsuit against her?
I can verify that's what she said. He's suing her. Dan, that's so you know Mark's favorite radio guy on Sirius has a whack pack, and one of them is Wendy the Slow Adult. And Betty comes on, and Mark says, hey, that sounds like Wendy the Slow Adult. And I'm like, you're not going to believe this for real. Anyway.
Ask her that.
Hey, are you on the Howard Stern show?
I didn't know. I haven't watched Howard Stern in years, so I don't know. Ever since they got rid of Stuttering John, I cannot watch it.
Oh, that's
Mayor,
Were you with people who weren't your wives? And he would ask them, nobody would interrupt him.
What are we talking about?
Stuttering John on Howard Stern.
They send him out to real interviews like the mayor and stuff.
They ask the questions.
She said
nobody
they
else would
filed
ask.
suit last year, and they're going to mediation next week over it, and they're suing her for $300,000. So do you want to bring her back up? Or
Did she lie about it? Is that the deal?
Huh?
They're asking for $300,000.
They're suing her for $300,000. I don't even know how you sue somebody.
Okay.
Slap suit?
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
It's a slap suit for sure, but there's anti-slap legislation which helps her.
Oh dear. Okay.
Unless she did something we don't know about.
What
I have no idea.
What would
She's from Pueblo.
Like it's a lie.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Anytime you sue people for participating in the public process.
No, that's what I'm saying. Unless she did something else, like sabotaged or something we don't know about.
Just reporting.
No, of course not. I sold Home Depot. I'm not hanging under that shit much longer.
That's why.
I'm going to buy the
Seriously, I would have probably sold it $10 less, but I had to put it in because of going out there and I didn't want to miss something.
I couldn't handle looking at it anymore.
I know.
Hate Tesla.
Who
The only thing worse than Tesla is Foot Locker. I nailed Tesla at the end
Hey, did you see Walmart's down?
of the show today. I sold Walmart.
I know what I'm saying. It's down.
Yeah, I know. I took
The
all
spike
the
that Walmart had though was, I mean, it was a little much for.
10%, baby.
Yeah.
I clocked. Tell me I wasn't in a good mood that day. Shit. That was the biggest one day I ever had. 60 fucking grand I woke up to. I sold every nickel.
That was last Thursday.
Sold every nickel, man. Every account I had, Walmart last Thursday.
And Walmart's a good company.
Wow, you made $13,000 on that one trade.
You had an idea that it was going to go down.
Yeah, everybody was, and it did go down. We took our profits.
Did they lose all their games?
I just sold your HD too. Made a couple bucks.
Help?
No, HD. Home Depot.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't even know half the shit I buy from him. I bought it Friday.
That's all I care about. He does a great job.
Besides, the judge is getting threats. Join me
He's not acting as an advisor.
for Rebel Talk Radio.
No, God no.
He could.
No, I couldn't.
Tom Martino here, Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ. Please remember that. If you want straight, beautiful teeth without Cosmetic dentistry. Why would we avoid cosmetic dentistry? Well, you know, it's expensive. It can be up to 50 grand for a mouth. Just the front teeth, 18, 20,000 easily. Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ has a 2-year process. Now, that's amazing in and of itself because with adults, they can widen your palate. Yes, even adults, the palate's not fused. It can be widened with expanders over time. Your teeth will go into place. They align your jaw with these expanders as well. Then the finishing touches are done. This is what's amazing. They're done with Invisalign braces. So in that 2-year period, everything is done. I love this. And then you get straight, beautiful teeth. And it's a fraction of the cost, just a few grand, and you're done. 2 years, beautiful teeth, and it also cures TMJ and sleep apneas. Now, this is something you need to know. On the second Monday of each month, so remember that for September, the second Monday of each month, there is a free seminar, no cost, no obligation, to learn about the new orthodontics. They also have a process for children that's similar. It just takes more time because they do less, of course, aggressive therapy. But it'll save you money over regular orthodontics. Call for details and the seminar, but you can just get a private appointment. You don't have to go to a seminar, but this seminar is great. Okay, 303-690-0100. 303-690-0100. Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ. Remember, the commercials here are part of the show. So you tell us about your experiences, okay? Please do that for me. Let's talk about your life, okay? This Pueblo thing, I wanted to go to Bob. I'll go back to her. Betty had one more issue, but Bob's been waiting too. And we got back to Bob because he emailed us, so I want to get back to him, or he left a message. Bob, what's going on?
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Bob.
It's Bob.
What's happening?
I got kind of an odd situation.
I'll bet you we heard it before.
Okay. Well, I went back to school this past semester over the summer.
What kind of school? College?
Medical imaging.
Okay, so is it a degree course, college?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And so you have to do clinicals
Is that an associate's degree?
Correct.
Okay.
I already have associates. This just adds on to it.
Okay.
So I got sent to North Suburban Hospital to do my clinicals.
Okay.
Everything's going fine. This is back on July 3rd. Texts are great. Everyone was great.
Okay.
They were like, oh, hey, there's a job coming up. You know, when you graduate,
right?
You ought to go for it. Blah,
sure.
Blah, blah.
Cool.
You know.
In fact, a lot of jobs in healthcare come from clinicals.
Oh, yeah.
You get to know the people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So what's the problem, man?
So everything was fine, and I'm like, wow, this is going great. The techs were excited, so they're like, hey, why don't you come meet management?
All right.
Okay. Well, of course, the last person I meet is someone I had a run-in with 15 years ago.
That happened to me one time.
She kind of just looked at me.
I digress.
Goes,
it happens a lot with me. All right, go ahead.
She goes, me and Bob know each other. And I'm like, oh, yeah. And she gave me this evil little wink. And 20 minutes later, I'm being escorted out of the building.
Okay, well, listen, he doesn't like you. You know, Mark Major made a deal with a car dealership in Colorado Springs.
Yeah, thanks for that.
For advertising. They wanted to advertise with us, and I don't know, they didn't put it together, you know, the Troubleshooter, and then you happen to drop my name, Tom Martino, and
while the owner was there, Mr. Suss.
Please leave.
Yeah, and I guess they were selling cars out of Katrina, and you were calling him Puss. Mr. Puss.
This was years ago. Puss Pontiac instead of Suss. Anyway, it was unpleasant. One time I was in a bar and I see this guy looks so familiar to me, and I walked up and said, "Man, you look so familiar. It's out of context. So where do I know you from?" He says, "Well, you ruined my life. You accused me of stealing from the water district, blah, blah, blah. I was fired. My wife left me. I lost my home." I said, "Okay, we'll see you." And
did you buy him a drink?
No. You know where that was? It was down at that bar in Parker Fanugis. Remember that one?
Are you talking Parker Water, too?
Yeah, we've had our run-ins. But hey, listen, I want to get to you, seriously. There's nothing wrong with somebody not liking you and just saying, get out of here. I mean, really, there's nothing, and that's weird, but there's nothing wrong with it. As crazy as that sounds, they cannot hire you for that reason.
Well, they kicked me out of clinicals there, too.
They can. I mean, the guy who's in charge, if he has the sway, or a manager, they can say, I don't want the guy around. You know, it's really amazing. People think there's some kind of doctrine of fairness, and there's not. Right. There are only laws that address specific discrimination. So,
right. I don't fall in any of those categories.
And there, you know, there was some precedent in Colorado and nationally. There were some court precedents for fairness. This is unfair, but it's on a case-by-case basis. For example, there is a doctrine of fairness in a way, meaning if something is so outrageous, it's unfair, but it's not this. It could be a totally different case, so you can't use that unfairness to apply to you.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's weird, but how did it affect you economically? That's all that's going to count. How did it affect you?
Well, it delays my schooling, which isn't a big deal.
But can't you do your clinicals somewhere else?
Well, they couldn't fit me in anywhere.
What kind of run-in did you have, man? What kind? Can you go above his head? First of all, what kind of run-in?
Well, 15 years ago when I was in X-ray school.
Yeah.
She was the head of the department.
And what kind of run-in?
She just basically didn't like me, didn't like my wife at the time.
Okay.
I truthfully think there was some attraction on her part towards me.
Uh-huh.
And I never reciprocated.
Okay, could be.
And then, so I left there.
Yeah.
The hospital I trained at, got a job at a different hospital.
Okay.
She came in to the hospital I was at as a patient.
And what happened then?
She made sure to tell the X-ray students that were there at the time, keep in mind I'm already graduated, but there's students behind me.
In other words,
and
what did she say?
She said, make sure Bob comes down to see me.
Okay.
Gave the students my her room number.
And what happened?
Well, I knew what her game was.
Yeah.
Because I know how she is.
Did she show you some dirty X-rays? What happened?
No. I went down there. I made sure my supervisor was with me.
Yeah.
And I made sure the nurse was just outside the door.
And?
I walked in and I was in there maybe 45
Did she make any advances?
No. She just said, hey, Bob, I have friends. Very mafioso style,
Yeah.
I have friends.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay. So I left.
All right. Well, listen, this sounds like way too much.
It's weird.
You don't want to be there, but, you should go above her head. If truly you have a history and can prove it, you should say, but the way you approach it is, I recognize your option for turning people down and turning people away. And if I was turned away for my lack of ability or some other reason, fine. But if you check with the people I work with, they'll tell you I was doing fine. Now, because of a personal grub years ago, here's what's happening. No, I would, but I would. Have you gone above her head?
Not yet.
You need to, Bob.
A huge stink yet.
But you need to. What are you waiting for?
Well, I want to graduate first.
Well, you have to do your clinicals to graduate, isn't that right?
Yeah, and I'm starting this week at a different hospital.
Okay, then you've worked it up. So I guess I should ask this: why are you calling me then? What do you want?
Well, I'm just wondering if do I have any recourse?
Yes, go above her head. Yes, you do, and it's unfortunate. That is really improper, seriously, and especially if you have people who recall the friction of before. Now, if she's going to have accusations that you were bad, did not do well, and it could come back to haunt you, accusations go both ways. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Bob Logan is with us from Plumline Services. I want to say hi to Bob. Bob, hi.
Good morning, Tom.
And have you ever had personality conflicts? You hire a lot of people over the years. What's the dirt? Ever? Come on, you must.
Zero. No
never,
personality conflicts.
You've never. Oh, come on.
I love everybody and they love me.
No, I'm talking about employees. What do you do when employees don't get along? Mark, you've had employees. What do you do?
Oh, God, man, I had one. Her name was Lucy. She was a lesbian. I'm not kidding. She was a store manager in Castle Rock.
Does that have anything to do with the story, though?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
And here's exactly what it has to do.
Lucy the Les, right.
Yes.
What happened?
Her girlfriend hooked up with another one of my store managers at my Peoria store who was a guy. Lucy came down and beat the crap out of the guy.
Oh.
Created a big issue.
Oh. Now, Bob?
I haven't had anything like that.
As the wrench turns, anything? Nothing. No,
we do. I mean,
do you,
obviously, you know, we got 150 employees, and we always say, you know what, you're not going to maybe hang out on the weekends and barbecue together, but at least treat each other with respect and professionalism.
Do you have laws against, do you have regulations
we've
against?
Got a great culture.
Do you have any against dating? Do you have any rules against dating with people you work with?
We highly suggest not making it a conflict.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
How about nepotism? Do you guys allow relatives to come in?
We do. Yeah.
I would.
Again, as long as there's as long as there's not a conflict. For example, a plumber could not have his or her spouse be a dispatcher, because that would be a conflict of interest.
Because he might get more of the calls or something.
Right, exactly. Cherry picking calls, things like that.
Yeah.
But no, you know, one thing we talk about all the time is seek first to understand, then to be understood. You know, look at another person's point of view. The Bible talks about it in the book of Luke.
I know what you mean. If you want to be understood, you have to do the understanding too.
Right, exactly.
Exactly.
Don't worry about the splinter in someone else's eye when you got a plank in your own eye.
Now, the thing is I was told one time, being a boss of a lot of people is damn near like being a counselor for children at camp or being a psychologist, that it gets so ridiculous sometimes. Hey, listen, people, 303-713-TALK. Betty wants to talk about something. When she talked about that strip mining and that mine down in Pueblo she's fighting with her neighbors, she left out a part, and she's going to get to that. They are slapping her with a $300,000 lawsuit, she said. Now, that's pretty serious. But we're going to talk about that because there's a word, slap, that comes into context here. 303-713-TALK. Listen, Cam Solar will give you a free analysis of your lot if you simply go online and fill out this application. You may say, why do I want this analysis? Well, there are a few reasons. First, did you ever wonder if solar would work on your property? Are you worried about the environment? Do you want to save money over the years when electric keeps going up and you don't have to worry about it? Because you can get to own the system. Now, even if you don't want to buy a system with Cam, you can see if your lot is efficient and if it would pay. And they also guarantee those results. They say, listen, when we do this performance for 20 years, we will guarantee it along with parts and labor on any system we put in. Think about that. But to start first with your analysis free, it takes 20 minutes not to fill it out. It just takes a few seconds. You fill it out. They'll get back to you within 20 minutes. That's gocamsolar.com/troubleshooter for a free analysis of your lot. Gocamsolar.com/troubleshooter. Read about them. They're a great company, 3,000 systems now operating. There are tax credits that allow you to get this system and own it with no money out of pocket except for small monthly payments, which get you saving money right off the bat. 720-449-2935 if you want to call, or just go gocamsolar.com/troubleshooter.
Yeah, dude, I got a call, and it was basically, you better get down here to Peoria. Lucy is down here ready to crack John's skull open. He was locked in the bathroom. She was outside literally with the tire iron, beating the shit out of my door. It was crazy.
I remember you telling that story before.
That was my story.
Oh, that's
you told me that story.
Oh,
Springer level.
Oh my God, she was so
I got
mad.
your email. What about it?
Zoom out on it so you have an actual look.
Oh, I see it. I mean, I can only zoom as much as you gave me.
Well, yeah, the whole picture. No, the other one. Oh, actually, either or. Go back to the other one. When we get out of here, imagine my cement coming down. But I want the driveway, this is exact, this is 30 feet by 50 feet. I did this with my drone. I placed 4 cups after the measurement, took the drone picture, and then drew it. But I can't drive. I need to show the county the driveway. windows, and you won't find a better. No, the further up the better, because the bus will back. Here's the size of the bus, as you can see. Their product. If you know windows, doors, or siding, you can rely on KH. No, I know that for sure because I had. So I'll back in. No, I'll back in right like this. So many years ago, and they still look beautiful. 303-421-7100. KHWindows.com. Why don't you go to their website? You can make appointments. Actually, you're right. That would be a lot more minimal. Yeah, the problem is way more minimal. Could I?
What do you do for a living?
Could I pull up here and back in?
I have a master's in
this way.
urban regional planning, so I do mostly transportation planning.
I don't know if I could pull out.
No, I've always rubbed.
No, you pull out, and you go this way. Yeah, this way.
Is it mostly government?
If you want to talk about
definitely.
rating and all that, that's a lot of fun. Well, I almost wonder.
Stoplight management. Why can't they get that right?
It's a common.
And dude, if you have a bad stoplight or something, I go up to Mountain every weekend, and I swear turning on a Clear Creek Canyon, the busiest time there were 3 cars that turned to the left.
Well, the man doors over here.
So is there a place to call, or they don't call you, of course, they call the city, they might call you.
But I like your idea.
It's hard. I mean, you have to realize there's thousands of signalized intersections, and you have a really large jurisdiction or a county, and it's impossible to have everything perfectly timed, or it's really difficult.
But if I almost went like here.
Fuel.
You know what I'm saying?
Not so they can configure, but so they can keep a...
Because down here,
having perfectly timed
it's got to be 30 feet here, but this part right here is only got to be what, 13, whatever it is, yeah. And then up here, though, I do an apron pretty big.
I do a lot of, personally, I do a lot of like utilization analysis.
If you do this,
like literally,
I mean, you don't think I could back in?
You got like so like City Westminster, but you're always going to have to pull up your back in.
No, that's what I'm saying. Unless I come out like here, you don't think I could back in.
So I went out to, like the orchards and the Home Depot on Washington Gate.
I'd be very happy if I could pull out
periods, like do counts, and then we gather data, do some analysis, and then we came back to the city and said, okay, well, now you're requiring
and even if you could pull out, the worst
depending on it's complicated, but like basically study space 2,000 square feet of retail. Way too much.
Do you think I should move it a little
bit? As a matter of fact, if you go up to the orchards, there's a JCPenney, and there's just this blacktop by the freeway. And I mean, I can guarantee it's never been parked. I mean, not even, typically like they try to design things where the lot is full, it's when they pull on black basically.
He'll take from up here.
Orchards is maybe
it's going to be
70% full on black.
It's going to be down here it's nice and flat.
So anyway, we recommended that they,
up here, this is where I was going to put it originally.
Less complex.
I was going to end up having to do a massive retaining wall.
About 3.5.
So the cement's going to cost me about what this massive retaining wall would cost.
In line mostly with most municipalities, and so it's really
well,
good.
Okay,
in the future,
that's fine. This is 38 feet. What if I get a 45-foot?
If you have to put in 18-20% less parking, that's never going to be used. It's good for the environment. It's more efficient. It's more compact. So anyway, that's a lot.
Most cities, or maybe the smaller cities, they don't do it in
right now.
12, that's 30 steps. Now, if you have a big city like Denver, they do theirs. They have their own planning commission.
It depends. I mean, it's like a money.
What I do right now is I literally back in right where that car is. My ass is employees there in the third class.
It's actually interesting to me how.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Flexident! Oh man, Nick did such a great job on our cars here at the Troubleshooter Network. He is a master. And you know what? Once he gets you in, the job is literally a few hours. And you never know he's there. It doesn't detract from the value. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing to do. If you have no paint damage, paintless dent repair, Flexident of Colorado.com. Flexident of Colorado.com. So if you're looking for the place, that's the place. Don't even shop. You don't have to. Just have him look at it and listen. Even if there's a combination where the bodywork needs to be done somewhere because there is paint damage, you can have your body shop call Nick to come and do it, Nick and his crew, at the body shop, or you take it there. He has 2 locations, 303-619-6273, and we're all speaking from personal experience. FlexidentofColorado.com, 619-6273. You can get right in. Okay, now, Betty, you say that these guys are, basically, they are coming after you because why? Do you think it's revenge?
No, we actually caught them taking water. We'll say it's the word peeling that starts with S out of the Arkansas River. And we went to
stealing. You saw them stealing water, and you told on them, so it is revenge. They filed a lawsuit against you. What are the claims in the lawsuit, and what do you want us to do about it? We'd love to look at that lawsuit. That could be what's called a SLAP lawsuit. Do you know what that means? Have you heard of it?
I don't know what that means.
Okay, it's a lawsuit. It's a strategic lawsuit against public. Really, what it stands for is you opened your mouth, and they're going to sue you for it. They're slapping you, and it's bad, okay? They tried to quash your First Amendment right.
Absolutely.
Strategic lawsuit against public something. They don't want you to speak out in public. Now, some states have anti-SLAP legislation, which means if a big corporation tries to sue people for testifying in court or at town meetings, and they try to sue you, there are laws that allow you to get attorney's fees and everything. We don't have anti-SLAP legislation in Colorado. However, there are strong court opinions that go for you. Unless you out and out lied that caused tremendous damage, even if you have a hint that they're taking water, you're allowed to say it. They cannot come, well, they can come after you, but those lawsuits are usually struck down. Do you have an attorney?
We do have an attorney.
Well, did he mention anything about anti-SLAP suits, like you countersue them?
No, we have not.
Well,
we do have a countersuit.
Does your attorney know about SLAP? If he never mentioned SLAP, I would get another attorney.
Okay.
I'm serious. You need someone well-versed in SLAP legislation. I mean, in litigation. This is truly
she might have some whistleblowing stuff there, too, even though she didn't work for the company.
That's all part of the SLAP.
The other portion of the lawsuit is a forged document from District 70 schools, because they need the support of the schools to get this to be approved. And we believe they frivolously put together a letter that was not from the school district.
Okay, listen, all I'm saying is you have to have an attorney who knows how to deal with SLAP lawsuits, okay?
Okay.
It's strategic lawsuit against public participation. That's what SLAP is. I just had to get that last word. Now, here's the deal now. Think about it. It's exactly your situation. You were taking part in a public hearing, right?
Yes.
And they did a strategic lawsuit against you for your public participation. That's what I'm assuming it is. I would like you to send us the lawsuit. We can have our attorneys look at it. Maybe we'll have recommendations for you on where to go. All right, 303-713-TALK. Teresa, what's going on with you?
Hello.
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 Listen, we'll come back to you, but in a sentence, what do you need, dear?
I want to find out about gutter helmets. I live with my daughter and
okay. Well, the gutter helmet is a brand name, okay? There are other products you can get that do the same thing for less money. Now, gutter helmet is a great product. Not on my referral list, but they're good product, good people. I'm not going to say anything. I just think they're tremendously expensive for no reason. That's my opinion. Hold on. In fact, K&H Home Solutions, they sell something called Gutter Monster. Now, Mark, we get a lot of good reviews about Gutter Monster, K&H Home Solutions. Now, they have sales going on now. I'm not sure they have a sale going on, Gutter Monster, but if we call them, if you want to get a bid, I think, go to K&H, khwindows.com. You can make appointments for yourself. Tell them what you're interested in. Right now, their special has to do with Windows, a free upgrade to triple pane when you buy Windows. That's no small thing. A true order for windows. You can see that price. That's what that price has always been, but now they upgrade you at no extra cost for triple pane, which is really a great glass. Also, in addition to being durable and energy efficient, it adds value to your home. Now, they have Everlast siding, which is basically the last siding you'll ever need. Sealed, color through and through. You never have to paint your house. This is great siding made with polymers and some stuff that, you know, the elements that make it basically indestructible. And what I love is a wide palette of colors, a great look and texture. And that's 30% off. K&H Home Solutions, khwindows.com. Make your own appointment, khwindows.com. Listen, if you, Teresa, seriously, if you have a specific question about Gutter Monster, we can try to get them on the phone. It's 303-421-7100. Meanwhile, we'll have some other answers coming right back. I don't know if you can get someone from there, but who else do we have that has a gutter product? You know?
Probably any of our roofers.
You know, I'd like to ask Jay if he's seen other products on the market. Jay Bretz, if he's seen other products just in general. We can ask any roofer, but if you get John, he'd be fine.
I had to go with, I got a flat, mine are metal, they cover my 4-inch gutters, and then they've got a ton of holes in them, but I did them just for, I had two things. I can't do gutter helmet, because on one part of my house I got to use a roof rake in the winter, or else it'll fucking ice dam on me, because all the trees are 100 feet tall.
And then if you get heavy rain, it probably goes over that, right?
Oh, fuck
Easier.
yeah. I had to take it down in certain areas where I had to. I took it off because the water would come right over. So that's definitely the downside. But if I didn't have anything, the pine needles are unbelievable. I was thinking of hiring a person to get up there and just constantly get rid of the pine needles.
Mark, you
live on the river.
You live out by Franktown, yes?
Yeah, I live in Franktown.
Okay.
No, your address is Franktown. You don't live in
it's an unincorporated.
I still fucking disagree with you. I live in Franktown.
I don't even think it's a census designated place, actually. I think it's
we've got 488
people.
So everybody that I know.
No riffraff.
No riffraff.
Nobody like you, bud.
I know. They kicked me out a couple times.
I tell you.
But is there actually a zip code for Franktown?
80116.
So when your mailing address is Franktown, Colorado.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to know where his place is?
Oh, we're Douglas County.
You're right, unincorporated, yes.
Well, I'm wondering if part of Franktown is in
Parker or
I don't know. I don't know.
He's on Saturday. You know, Craig Silverman's got a show on Saturday. Guess who he interviewed on Saturday? The Strong Arm.
Okay.
The guy is a freaking ass, and I know he listens to talk radio. You know what he says? He only goes to Broncos games if he's in a box. Because if he's out in the with the common people, everybody's always buying them beers and he drinks too much.
Buying them beers.
I'm seriously, he said that. I heard that.
I don't think he can squeeze into one of those.
You're probably, that's why I like that, Drew. You're probably right. That's why, because I can't fit in the chair. I need 3 chairs.
I mean, he's got to be pushing.
That's what he said. He said so many people buying beers, you know, you just can't do that. He's got to be in a box. But I love the Broncos.
Well, clearly,
he's a big liberal.
Is he?
Yeah.
The Strong Arm.
Most lawyers are, just like you know. Lawyers are.
I mean, I guess they're the biggest personal injury celebrities.
Personal injury lawyers are.
Yeah.
I would say most
are what?
Liberals. But you're right.
Most attorneys.
What about backwards ass and shameless? Right. I do agree with that. They really brought a 95.
Most now, okay, who's not?
This is years ago.
I'm not even going to say who because I know one that's definitely not liberal that comes in a lot.
Oh yeah.
Years ago, I asked an attorney who's, I mean, he was actively involved Democrat, and I said, help me understand this. I said, you know, and I was trying to have a good conversation. He goes, and he looked at me and he said, Bob, this is off the record. Do you really think I'm a liberal? He says, look at my clientele. By donating to the Democratic Party, my doors are flooded with people who need my services. And that's all he said.
What was his name?
It was down in Pueblo, I'll give you that much. And he's one of the biggest attorneys down in Pueblo.
So Tom, I was saying Craig Silverman interviewed Frank Azar on Saturday.
And how did he?
He's an ass.
Who is?
Frank Azar. He said he only goes to Broncos games if he has a box, because when he's out among the common people, everybody buys him beers.
Does he really?
He said that.
He says common people.
He didn't say common people.
Did he say the premium class?
Yeah.
I mean,
he didn't say common people.
But does he think
Feral Man tried to mug him years ago?
Did Craig ask him any hard questions like why do insurance people
I didn't listen to the whole thing, but he just comes out as an arrogant ass. And I was going to call in and tell Craig, how can you have him on?
Well, was he like kissing his ass?
Yes. I thought he did, even though Craig usually doesn't do that, you know, but I'm trying to
pay to play, right?
I don't know. I don't know if it is. I don't think it is. Is it?
I don't know.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. If you're ever accused of a crime, Joe Lazzara is a criminal defense attorney. We recommend. Joseph A. Lazzara can be found on a referral list at referrallist.com. You can look for Joe or Lazzara. Now, Joe is available for all kinds of crime. Most of the time when we say that, the people listening, it usually ends up being a DUI, which is ridiculous because that is one thing that can absolutely positively be prevented by simply not trying to calculate. Just don't drink and drive or use Uber or Lyft, but Joe is there. There are so many times people miss deadlines, or even if they want to plead guilty and get it over with, you have to have an attorney to get through the system. 303-429-6200, 303-429-6200, LazzaraLegal.com. Okay, so, Teresa, gutter coverings, you know, we would like to make a science out of it and make it complicated, especially the people who sell these. They want to make it seem like there's something special about covering your gutter. Now, yes, the only thing you really want to look at, you really want something that repels the debris, yet keeps the water flowing into the gutter. And you want it to be maintenance-free or little or no maintenance. And we have a call out now to some of our roofers to see the ones that they have seen. In fact, right now she's getting somebody on. So hold on, because really that's who you talk to. You talk to people who work with these things every day, not necessarily the people that sell them. But I do know that Gutter Monster at K&H Home Solutions is much cheaper than Gutter Helmet. I'm not going to tell you it's better, but I think it does about the same job. Mark, do you have any gutter protection?
Yeah, I do. Mine, I had to take it off in some places. It's a flat piece of metal that covers it because I got to use a snow rake, and it's got holes in it, so it's great for keeping the pine needles out.
Yeah, but don't the pine needles sit on top, though, of the holes?
They do, but I can blow them off with my blower.
Well, the thing about Gutter Helmet, and I'm not selling Gutter Helmet at all. I think it's overpriced in my opinion, but it does repel things. The water comes down, wraps around, goes into the gutter, and the stuff flies off. I mean, I do think that works great, but I wonder, so I'm going to talk to a roofer who has no axe to grind or
How
no
about
dog
just
in this fight.
Big, huge, Jay Bretz used to say, just a big, gigantic gutter's the best. He said on one of his, but he can roll a tennis ball all the way down.
Let's talk. Jay, first of all, you know, in all of your experience, have you come across all kinds of gutter protection, right? And
oh yeah,
you don't sell any, right?
Yes, we do.
Oh.
We do sell gutter protection. I've had a number of different
What do you sell?
We sell the kind that you buy at Home Depot, or we do a flat metal plate that's got a bunch of holes in it that look like you drilled them.
But does that really repel? Does that repel the debris?
It does, and you're exactly right, Tom, in your comment before where you said that the junk sits on top of the gutter. It will. And the gutter helmets, they've got that solid piece of metal with the curve that causes the water with surface tension to pull into the gutter.
Do you like that?
The reason I don't like that type of system, and I'm not saying anything bad about gutter helmet, but just I don't like that type of system because whenever it rains hard, a lot of the water just overshoots the gutter.
Oh.
It does the surface. You get to a certain
But doesn't it do that with the holes?
I don't think so. I think that you end up with a pile of leaves or a pile of pine needles on top of that gutter protection, and I think that most of the water will go into it. And if you get enough water where it's trying to overflow the gutter, it's just going to knock all of that stuff off.
Oh.
But I think that those are a better system.
Oh.
And the other reason I don't like the surface tension systems is because as soon as you get ice up there, they don't work nearly as well. You get a bunch of icicles hanging, and if a house is, the gutter, the surface tension systems, I hate to use the gutter helmet name, but any of leaf guard, any of those types, if a house is susceptible to ice damming, my opinion is that they make it worse.
Now, what about big gutters, like Mark said?
I like the oversized gutters, just like your house in Franktown when we took off the asphalt roof and we put on that big Spanish tile. We took off the smaller gutter and put a 6-inch gutter on there. That way it captures all the water. And then if you have the big oversized downspouts, the 3x4 downspouts, most of that junk is going to go right down the downspout. So that's what I think is the best.
Okay. Thank you very much. And, you know, Jay is right out in the open with it. He's evaluating them. So you got to do with it what you want. 303-713-8255. Okay. Plumline Services is here with us, Bob Logan. And, Bob, this time of year is what I call the tween season, right?
Yes, we call it the shoulder season.
Well, it means there's not a lot going on.
Well, it definitely slows down. You know, people are going back to school. The temperatures are
So what's
dropping.
the next big thing? Heat?
Well, yeah, so I'm going to tell everybody because typically people wait till the last minute.
Here's what happens. They get rushed, and then they make stupid decisions.
So call today to get your tune-ups. Call today if you want replacement. You're going to get the best deals out there.
You always shop for stuff when everyone else is not shopping for it.
Absolutely.
That's usually what you do. You shouldn't go with the trends. We have a lot more coming up. That's PlumlineServices.com. We have a lot coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. Stick around. 303-713-TALK. We have a few lines open. 303-713-8255.
Yes, you're right.
God, so many breaks. I've been listening to the podcast for 6 months. It's seamless.
I'm sorry about that,
And being in a better position than you were before means you have a shorter term.
By the way, I'm going to take off at noon. I got to fly out at 12.
Where you going?
At 2:30.
Oh,
Dallas.
boss. You're on to the headquarters.
Yeah, just for the night. But I fly out at 2:30.
Where do you stay down there?
Well, I'm actually going to Dallas. Everybody's meeting in Dallas, just to marry up at the airport.
No, but it's an interesting field. I mean,
No, like I say, traffic is huge. I mean,
just planning in general. Yeah, there's a lot of.
Do you do freeway planning and stuff, also, or is it pretty much in town?
Yeah, I haven't personally. It's mostly local.
What do you do?
So I'm a transportation planner.
Like a city planner?
Yeah.
I prefer architects.
He planned this mess on 470.
It was all me. Every bit of it.
A transportation planner?
Are you an engineer?
No, so
Come on.
So CU has
Only few of us could be engineers.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so CU has a program in urban and regional planning, so that's my master's degree. I have a BS in economics, and so I kind of lump those two things together, and I do private consulting. So I work for a larger firm now. I was with a boutique firm a couple years ago.
People actually will hire you, for example, for what reason? Give me an example.
Traffic studies.
Traffic studies, bike ped counts, parking utilization analysis. Yeah, and then on the engineering side, like doing traffic signal warrants, the design, coming in and facilitating the public meetings.
To try some of these intersections, you have to try to anticipate what the backup will be on that red light in order to have the intersections clear. I mean, and then how many seconds that green should be cleared out.
And then if one
there are
light
some
down.
that's automatically log jammed. It just sucks. It's fucking people that hog on the intersections.
Crazy.
Holy shit!
I was saying that. Yeah, I mean, you have to think that there are thousands of signalized intersections, and you get a large municipality like Hard Springs that probably has 450 signalized intersections in the city. I mean, it's hard to do that, I mean.
But I was always told unless you can make it across the intersection, you don't sit waiting for a red light. I mean, or waiting for traffic to move when it's green. When it's green, I don't move unless I can get across the intersection.
Right. No, there's definitely nanny state type things that are kind of creeping in. So like for instance, on traffic signals installed just in the last couple of years,
I
you'll
heard you have
notice
a question for me.
I'll notice
I got it.
there's a signal per lane, right? So like there's a new installation on Broadway and 13th, for instance, and there's like 6 lights on the mast arm, and it's unnecessary. I mean, those things are like
why do they do it?
$7,000 a piece. And
Why do they do it?
Because it's safer.
But here's the deal. 1 per lane. But here's the deal, man. I think there should be an alarm that goes off, and you get a fucking big fine for clogging an intersection. Why people sit in the middle and then the light turns green and you can't move?
Oh, right. Yeah, right. The other thing I was going to say is that there's a big movement towards like eliminating we call it the protective / permissive left turn. So like it's like the doghouse with like 5 lights. There's a protected left. You can also turn left on solid green.
Right.
Well,
or on yellow and flashing yellow one.
I think they should remove all arrows.
Well, no, arrows are good, but it's when you just have the protected left. So it's like 1 in the morning.
I thought you meant protected left is the arrow.
Protected left is the arrow, but some intersections just, like, you can only go left on the arrow. Right. You can't. So, like, if it's a solid green,
then it goes red arrow.
1 in the morning, but you have to just sit there and wait.
I see.
Yeah.
Because there's a red arrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Where I grew up and got my license, Jersey, it was all circles, man. I can't even think of lights. I don't know why everybody doesn't do that. Circles are the best thing.
In New England, they're big.
Is it more and more?
Roundabouts?
Yeah, but they're highway size. They're not like little ones you were used to. I mean, they're huge. They're like massive. Like Wadsworth would have nothing but circles.
Flight control has told us
I'm telling you, man, they are really safe.
What, the roundabout? Yeah, the Pecos.
Traffic never stops.
I-70 in Pecos, I mean, I'm sure you've gone through that. I mean, it's controlled chaos, but if you actually look at the accident rates there, I mean, they're lower than you think.
Yeah, there's no T-bones. That's for sure.
Yep.
I love T-bone.
T-bone. I'm going to call you T-bone.
And that's why red light cameras can be
Not Coco.
good, because it's a trade-off between rear end collisions and T-bone collisions. And a T-bone is much more dangerous than getting
Most
rear.
people don't just run stale lights, though.
Oh, God, that lady that hit us, man. They don't pay attention. She was yelling at her kids.
Oh, I thought maybe it's at the
Or texting.
Oh, that's
it's always the tail end.
Texting.
The lights that I fudge, I'll run,
Yeah. Well, what I've learned, though, because of that accident, is like, even when I have the green, I automatically go for
I've been
accident.
doing that now, too. Or when it turns green, I'm out there, and I have to, because some of these cars are still running.
I know, that's what happened to us. We were out right on green, but this lady just, I don't know if she was tail ending the yellow or what she was doing. She was. She admitted it right there to the cop. I couldn't believe it. I'm so sorry. I was screaming at my kids. She had like 15 kids back there.
One kid, a black eye.
She had 28 children.
She lived in a shoe?
She had so many kids she didn't know what to do.
Yeah, that rhymed. That was good.
You're a poet.
Old Mother Hubbard sat in the cupboard to give her old dog a bone. When she bent over, Rover took over and gave her a bone of his own. Only in Oklahoma and Texas.
No, it's a blast though. Do you guys watch Parks and Rec?
I used to.
Oh God,
I heard it was
Is that your life?
it's like The Office, but it's about 10 times better.
Is it better than The Office?
Yeah,
Yeah, but he's in the biz. He can appreciate it.
Right. That's exactly.
Was Chris Pratt on that show?
Yes.
Did he get a start there?
Yes. Yep.
And Amy Poehler, and then that one guy like with the beard. He's a good actor.
So Ron Swanson, his character is Ron Swanson. You guys would very much appreciate Ron Swanson's character. I mean, he alone makes the show.
Yeah, he's a great actor, man. He does good dramatic roles. He's a good actor.
It's no Seinfeld.
It is definitely not Seinfeld.
Seinfeld is the
Premiere?
It's the alpha.
All right.
Yeah, the alpha and the omega.
Every show should be compared only.
Yeah, but The Office and Parks and Rec are
Office
different style altogether.
Well, they're shot in the same kind of like handheld cam.
Is there a documentary being made about Parks and Rec? That's what The Office is.
It's kind of the same. Yeah,
it's about European filmmakers.
Sending you one to get on.
Making a documentary.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your consumer advocate, your troubleshooter, fighting for you, trying to help you any way I can to make a difference in your life. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. This hour brought to you by Cracker Jack Mud Jacking. Yeah, why would you want to jack mud? You know, I mean, what is that all about? Mud jacking means concrete pumping, really, but it's a concrete mixed with sand and stuff. I'll tell you about that in a minute here. We talk about all kinds of cool stuff on this show. So advertising part of the content, because the very questions and topics we go over are the things we advertise as well. We have, for example, Plumb Line Services with us with plumbing, heating, cooling, electric drains. We have a common man in today who came in to say hi. We love when people from the audience come in. We like to jokingly say we pluck them from the great unwashed and let them bask in radio glory. And the only requirements, they love and adore me. They've been listening a long time. And that's it. So listen, what is on your mind today? You can call us and we'll help. We like to remind people we're live on Facebook, live on YouTube, as far as, of course, our radio stations and KHOW, our flagship in Denver. So let's go to the phones. And in order to really help, we love to talk about good people. And Cracker Jack's one of them. Let me just put it to you this way. If you have concrete that is sinking, okay, or cracking, concrete in and of itself is perfect, usually. And all of the problems happen because of the soil underneath. If there's a void, the concrete sometimes gives out or it leans, and on one end it'll heave. And what they do is level out concrete by filling in those voids, and they can go into basements even, and patios and stairs because of their pumping mechanism. They can get into small spaces. And Cracker Jack, what we love is that they're the professionals, and so much better than the plastic fills. The plastic fills are not environmentally friendly, and they're not as precise, and I can go into a litany of things, but this Cracker Jack mud jacking, it's a permanent repair. 303-410-7787. They have more than 60,000 jobs under their belts. 303-410-7787, 410-7787. CrackerJackMudjacking.com, in business for more than 20 years, CrackerJackMudjacking.com. So,
hey, Tom, can
yes.
I give a shout-out to Cracker Jack?
You did? Did they do work for you?
I think I mentioned this on the last time I was on the show. But,
what happened?
So we were refinishing our basement, and my slab had sunk probably about 4 to 5 inches in many areas.
Yeah.
And it would have cost a mint to get the slab repoured, and Cracker Jack came in for a fraction of the price.
Cool.
I think like 20% of what the replacement would have
wow.
been. And did a great job. They got it all within like a 1/4 of an inch across the basement.
That's cool.
Yeah. And
no, that would have been terrible to do something new. Thank you. Now, Mike, I'm sorry. I didn't see this. My call screener did not it did not update, and I didn't see your call. I would have taken you much sooner, man. It's about your apartment complex. What is going on?
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Mike.
Thanks for talking with me.
Yeah, I'm sorry for the wait. What went on with your apartment complex?
So we were about halfway through our final month on our lease.
Okay.
And we had a pre-inspection scheduled for June 13th.
That's very smart, pre-inspection, so you can fight anything they say is wrong that's not. By the way, do you have any notes from when you moved in to make sure you're not blamed for things that have always been wrong?
They took notes. Unfortunately, we did not take any documentation ourselves.
All right, so what happened?
So they called me on June 13th and asked me when the pre-inspection could possibly be done and what would work for me. And I had mentioned the 14th would work for me. And they never called me back to confirm.
But they did it anyway, though?
Yeah, I went back on the 19th. And
now, where were you? You weren't living there at the the time?
We had bought a house
at
the beginning of June.
So you were in the process of moving out?
Yeah, and our parents actually helped us buy the house. We don't have a whole lot of money, and that's why this was kind of difficult for us, what ended up happening.
What happened when you went back on the 19th?
I went back on the 19th, and I opened up the apartment, and everything that we had left there as far as cleaning supplies and cleaning appliances was gone.
What do you mean, cleaning supplies and cleaning appliances. You mean stuff for cleaning the appliances?
No, we had like Clorox wipes, that type of stuff, and then we also had
like a vacuum.
nice
You mean?
Vacuum.
Okay.
Yeah, brand new, pretty much
All right.
brand new.
So
vacuum.
did they think that was everything else moved out?
Yes.
Had you turned in the keys?
No.
Were you still under lease?
Yes.
Then they probably wrongly assumed you were out of there.
Yes.
And they wrongly assumed you left this stuff behind.
Yeah, it seems that the maintenance staff believed that
I understand.
it was the final inspection and not the pre-inspection.
So how much did this all come? I mean, I think they owe it to you. How much do they owe you?
It's at least $250 for the appliances and with the cleaning supplies, and we also had a recycle bin.
You're
and
certainly not.
can.
You're certainly not exaggerating. I mean, are these people screwing around?
We contacted the Better Business Bureau.
They're not.
Well, first we tried to talk to the apartment.
The Better Business Bureau is not going to do anything. The Better Business Bureau is like a file keeper. So
Right.
anyway, what did you contact management? What are they going to do?
Yeah, we contacted management.
Just tell me what they're going to do. Nothing or something.
Nothing.
Why?
They said that we had to speak with the agency that owns the apartment.
Well, of course.
And they sent it on to their attorneys.
Well, okay, the owners, the management company, are one and the same for your purposes.
Okay.
All right? So who sent to attorneys? The owners?
That's what we were told.
Listen, you were under contract. You were still under lease. They took your stuff, period. Okay? You can get this back in a heartbeat in small claims court. You'll get the value. I don't see how they can win. We'll give them a call, too.
All right, that would be awesome.
This is a very simple problem. You didn't move out. You were in the process of moving out. You had a legal lease. And they took your stuff. I mean, who is the management company? Do you have a phone number and a contact?
Yes, I do.
Okay. We can get a call made? Go see Suzanne. Yeah. Deputy Kent, hold on. We're going to get a call made. Let's just see what we can do on this. Hang on.
I wonder if we're missing something in this story.
Are we missing anything, Mike? Like, you didn't turn in the keys. It wasn't over. You didn't turn any. Are we missing anything?
Nope.
Mike, I thought you said that they offered you some money, though, for the cleaning stuff.
See, this is where people say, well, I didn't get a chance to tell you. So I'm gonna pause here for anything you haven't told us.
Okay. They did initially offer us the money for the items that we had taken, and we actually didn't feel like that was enough.
How much did they offer you? How much did they offer you?
They didn't offer us anything concrete.
What did they say?
They asked us to send them the information.
Well, did you? Did you send it to them?
It would cost to replace.
Get to the offer. Did they mention a number?
No, they did not.
Never. So what are you talking about, Dan, that they offered money?
Well, that's just that. He didn't send the stuff to him and stuff, but
why didn't they offered to pay and they said send us a list, right?
Why didn't you send them a list?
I did send them a list, and that's when they told me that they had sent it on to the owners.
So they did not offer anything. So he's right? They offered you nothing. Is that right? Dan, why do you think they offered him something?
Well, when I talked to him and stuff, I didn't realize he was supposed to go to the owners of it and stuff.
Yeah.
But they did take all of his taken.
But they didn't offer anything. They just took the information. They sounded like they were cooperating.
Okay, and then he wanted, which I think he's should get, is like his last 10 days of his rent.
No, I don't think he should. He gets one or the other.
Okay.
I mean, if he moved out early, he abandoned his stuff. If he didn't move out early, he gets what the value is. He doesn't get it both. If he wants to claim he moved out early and they moved in, then he gets his credit. They had a right to take his stuff. He left it there.
How much are you talking, man? What stuff was it? What's the dollar amount?
He doesn't get both.
He paid to the end of the month.
I understand that. So he should get it. If he's claiming he moved out early and 10 days rent, they moved him out early, or he moved out early and they were there, then they should give him 10 days and keep the stuff he left because he abandoned it. If he's saying, no, I didn't abandon it because I was still under rent, then he gets to pay the rent. He doesn't have it both ways.
He paid the rent.
Dan, you're not listening. I said...
He can't have it both ways.
I said if he gets a 10 days credit, he's admitting he left early and left the stuff behind. He abandoned it. So therefore, he relinquishes that stuff because he left it there. If he says, no, I am staying to the end of the month, then he gets his value of the stuff they took illegally. There, you don't get it.
What dollar amount is he looking for?
What language am I not speaking here?
Get a dollar amount from this guy.
Yeah, we got to get a solid dollar amount.
He said it was about $250.
No, he said for the appliances. Just give me a number. How much do you think this stuff is? Look, you can buy cleaning supplies for nothing. If you had $100 in cleaning supplies, I'd be shocked. Let alone
it's probably about $300.
Okay, you know what? That's very reasonable. This guy's reasonable. You know, $300. They should pay him. They should pay him, right? Don't you think?
Well, absolutely. But like I say, when he came back that Monday, the stuff was moved out. And if they're going to start showing the apartment,
he
should get those last days plus his stuff.
No, he shouldn't get both. Because he abandoned the stuff if that's his take.
But he didn't abandon it. They abandoned it anyway. Okay, Tom.
Look if he wants the value of his stuff, he must claim that he didn't want him in there and he stayed to the end. He's staying to the end of the month. That's his right. And then he gets the value of that stuff. If he is saying they moved him out early, okay, so you're saying they moved him out early against his will plus took his stuff. Right. Okay, that's good. So how much does that... No, I understand that. You're saying they did both. They kicked his ass out and took his stuff. Okay, so I can buy that too then.
I don't think they actually kicked him out, though.
Yeah, but see, I'll argue for anything. They did wrong, okay? So let's start with the most. And so what's the credit for the rent? What's the credit for the rent, Mike?
Credit for the rent for 10 days?
Well, was it a full 10 days?
Yeah, it was actually probably about 12 days.
How much? Well, figure it in your head off the air. Okay, 303-713-TALK. I think we start with the cleaning supplies and ask him, when did you start showing the place? I mean, these guys rushed it, okay? He can go to small claims court, and I do believe he could win. 303-713-8255. Richard, what's happening, Richard?
Hi, Tom.
Hey, what's going on, man?
I just called to give a shout-out to a company on your referral list.
Who is that?
Mr. Green Jeans.
We love him. We love Mr. Green Jeans. He does work at my house.
I know. I had a problem with my sprinkling system, and I called him, and he came out and fixed it. And I also wanted some landscaping done in my backyard. He took a look at it, gave me a price, and about 3 weeks later, they came out.
And did it. Isn't that amazing?
It was beautiful. They did a wonderful job.
You know what's funny is that in landscaping there are so many clowns. I'm glad you liked him. That's great. Art of Granite is another company we highly recommend. You see, we take this seriously. You just heard about Mr. Green Jeans on our referral list. What about Art of Granite? It's a very simple proposition. If you want granite or a solid surface countertop, any stone installed, he's a direct stone importer. He'll give you a price on the phone. Why can he do that? Because he only charges wholesale for all counter material and a small markup on the cabinets. So it's very easy. He knows what he's going to charge. The tear out and haul away is always free. The bathroom's always free when you do the kitchen at the same time. So he can give you a price on the phone, and you'll get the best of the best when you go to Art of Granite. Mitch Floria puts his name on everything, the owner. And I'll tell you, you will never be disappointed. 303-386-5919. Get your price on the phone, 303-386-5919. artofgranite.net.
Oh my God, how did they even find her? She treaded water for 10 hours and they found her.
Jesus God, that is an amazing story.
That's an unbelievable
You know how tall
story.
they are?
You can't see shit. Well, not only that, trying to find a human in the ocean, one person.
How did they do it? How did they find
They called the coast. The ship didn't do it. The ship had to keep going. I don't think they stopped, man. They called the Coast Guard. Coast Guard found her 10 hours later, middle of the ocean.
Now,
what happened? She fell off
They gave
the back of the Norwegian.
They gave exact coordinates, man.
She said she treaded water and sang. Singing apparently keeps your body temperature up.
Jesus Christ, this woman has to be strong. In the ocean, do you know how big the swells are in that ocean?
It's
How old is she?
45.
How did she fall off?
I gotta see
They
her.
didn't say. How do you fall
Was
off?
it the North Atlantic or what ocean was it? What ocean was it?
That's another thing she could have froze on, hypothermia.
Well, where was it though?
Let me look.
Golly.
A British woman, the Croatian Coast Guard is who saved her.
Okay. So like the Adriatic, probably.
Adriatic Sea.
Does that make a difference, guys?
Well, I mean, the
People
the
on
water
the ship
temperature's
didn't
probably,
think she even lived past the fall.
Right. That's
That's pretty
10 hours she was up there kicking.
Well, the Adriatic in July though is probably pretty warm. I mean, if it was Titanic status, yeah, she would have been gone in half an hour.
Yeah. God, that's an amazing
Did you hear
tale, though. Have you ever heard you have to be sitting there after 4 or 5 hours as that ship is so far gone. I'm dead. At what point do you just go?
Did you ever hear that college class?
Yeah, psychologically, it's crazy.
Hey guys, did you ever hear that challenge this one professor put to his college class? Knowing what we know now, could the Titanic, could they have saved people? What they came up with this class was sent on this mission to figure it out. They were given all the exact.
Wait, you mean by adding like more lifeboats or what?
No. Like, what would you have done at the time? Now that you can look in hindsight, what would you have done?
But you can't change what's on the ship.
You can't change what's on the ship, nor what happened.
What happened?
You can't change that. But what could you have done differently, knowing what we know today? They did surveillance of this. It's brilliant. They said the ship could have gone up and docked on the fucking iceberg and offloaded onto the iceberg.
Oh wow! Oh, that's ingenious, actually.
And there were enough.
And people could have sat right there.
And they had blankets, they had things, and the ship would have sunk, possibly, would have sunk, but the iceberg remained strong in there. I mean, you think about it, it was brilliant. But
you would have never thought of that.
Yeah, I've never heard that before.
Because it would have happened.
But were they able to maneuver the ship around?
Of course. The ship was completely maneuverable. It had a hole in it. It didn't start.
Yeah, I thought it hit the engine room, because at least in the movie.
No, it took a long
I think it took about 5 hours.
It took a long time for it to go down. They were maneuvering. They were trying to. Man, I'll tell you what.
The movie, I guess.
It is. Well, no. They were severely injured, but they were right at the fucking iceberg. They were fighting to get away from it.
Oh,
that one actor really wasn't there either.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Who's that?
I think he can figure it out.
He was down in the car.
How about the audacity, though, naming a ship and saying it's unsinkable? I mean, just in it. That's like a plane that's uncrashable.
And, well, that's how unsinkable Molly Brown got her name. She was on it. And she lived in Denver. So here's the deal, man. That's the other thing they said. That fucking Rose could have had room on that door for him.
Well,
I know, just that little space.
It's been a perennial question since the movie came out. Why she didn't crawl up, or why he didn't crawl over. Yep.
Well, he was in a different class. She didn't want any riffraff up on her boat.
Oh, that's true. Do you guys know that Cameron actually went in retroactively and updated the night sky during that scene because Neil deGrasse Tyson notified him that the stars weren't accurate? Based on where the boat was on that particular night.
The accuracy TV movies strive for. It's amazing.
Do you think they really locked people in that third class down there where they couldn't get out? I mean, you think that?
Not on purpose. I think they were.
Well, in the movie they did.
In the movie on purpose they did.
I thought they were caught.
No,
they shut those 10 gates and then they go.
They knew there wasn't enough lifeboats.
Oh yeah, in the passageways.
Really?
Yeah.
In the movie.
So they broke them down.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. Listen, Become the Banker is an investment strategy that's a safe, sound investment for almost anyone. That doesn't mean you have to do it, but it certainly has room in almost any portfolio. And here it is in basics. BecomeTheBanker.info. You'll find out everything you need. So before you criticize, listen to it. We're not talking about ordinary life insurance. We're talking about a mutual company where you become part owner. You buy a policy and purposely overfund it. You only buy enough life insurance to get you the privilege of having a cash account. It grows tax-free. The idea is to grow tax-free money until you're retired and then borrow from it the rest of your life and not pay it back so you don't pay tax on it. To find out more,
becomethebanker.info. Again, just check it out. And then please, I've been telling people this, let me know. Let me know what you think. If you have criticisms even, Joe loves to answer questions. In fact, if you want a personal webinar or a personal appointment, 303-779-6600, 779-6600, or becomethebanker.info. What's going on in your life and how can we help you? What's going on with, is it, who's this? How do I pronounce your name? How do I pronounce it? Jolia. Okay, Jolia. Thank you, Jolia, for helping me out here. Pretty name. What's going on, Jolia?
Thank you. Hi, Tom. I'm having a issue with a contractor that I hired almost a year ago to come and do mold mitigation out of my home.
How did you get the mold?
From a roof leak.
And did you verify it was toxic mold?
Yes, I did.
By other than the mitigator?
Yes, I hired a company to come in.
An independent testing company?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm not going to get into that then. So because most of the time it's not toxic and most of the time people are ripped off, just so to let you know, most of the time. What happened in this case then? You found you had toxic mold, and what happened?
So I hired this company to come out to do mold mitigation. And
how'd you find the company?
It was a referral
from
a friend that this company used to do work for several of the apartment complexes around Denver.
So the mitigation company was referred by a friend who does what? Apartment management?
Yes.
Okay. Then what happened?
So this guy came out and he gave me an estimate and he started the mold mitigation.
Now, the estimate was for how much?
At that point in time, it was only close to $7,000, like $6,600.
Okay. And did he want any money down?
Yes, he wanted half down.
For what reason?
Just to get started.
How'd you make your down payment? By credit card, as you should?
By credit card, yes.
Good, good. You can get that back if you got ripped off.
Oh, wow. Okay, great.
What else?
Good. Okay, so then he came in and then he noticed that we had a hole in the roof. So he said that his company was experienced in fixing things like that. Okay.
Well, in other words, that's how you got the mold, from the hole.
So we had the mold. Yes, yes.
How did you discover the mold to begin with?
We had a severe rainstorm, and the roof kind of just collapsed.
Okay, so you knew you had a problem with the roof.
Yes.
So this guy found a problem with the roof, even though you knew you had one. So anyway, let's speed up the story. So it went from $6,600 to how much?
He got away with $54,000.
But he said, okay, I told you it was going to be $6,600, but you have a hole in the roof, so now it's $54,000, and you said okay. Yes. You went from $6,600 to $54,000, or were there in between things?
There's in between.
Well, what did it do? It went from 66 to what?
Okay, so we knew that we had a bad roof.
It went from 6,600 to how much?
54,000.
Okay. Immediately then, there were no prices in between. He didn't try to condition you. He just said, you know what, Jolia, instead of 6,600, it will be $54,000.
He said there was two more estimates in there, Tom. He came back and he said it was going to be $24,000.
Okay. And then what?
And then the total amount ended up being $54,000.
Okay. So the reason he did that is he was testing your tolerance. And he was I'm telling you, I think he did it on purpose. So
yes.
But how much money did you actually pay out?
$54,000.
You actually paid $54,000.
Wow.
Are they done?
No. We have more mold in the house because...
Wait. Did he ever get to a point where he thought he was done? I'm not asking if you think he's done, but did he say, okay, Julia, we did the job?
Yes.
So he believes, if I call him, he believes that he did a good job and charged you $54,000, right? That's what he believes.
Yes.
But you're saying you paid $54,000, and what did you actually get? I don't want to know what you didn't get. What did you get for $54,000?
My house vandalized.
Okay. Jolia, did you get a roof?
No.
Okay, so he never replaced the roof.
No, he patched the roof. The roof.
You got a patch.
But he didn't know what he was doing.
Okay.
He's a carpet
See,
cleaning
Jolia,
company.
I'm not asking you if he knew what he was doing. I'm not asking you if you liked what he did. I'm not asking you if it was right. I'm not asking you if it was wrong. I'm asking, what did they do?
They tore out all the walls of the house.
Okay. Tore out walls. What else?
Left live wiring hanging
They
out.
tore out the walls. What else did they do? They patched the roof.
They patched.
What else?
Yes,
what else?
And they took up the hardwood floor.
Took up the floors. What else?
I have a 3-level house, so
Yeah.
it was on 3 levels. They tore out walls that wasn't supposed to even be torn out.
Okay, what else?
And yeah, that's about it.
Okay, was your insurance paying for any of this?
Some of it, yes.
How much of it?
$14,000.
What does this company now? When they left, are there new? Did they leave the wood floors undone?
Yes.
So there are no floors in your home.
No.
Just rough wood. In other words, they tore out the hardwood or the vinyl or whatever, the carpets.
Yes, and
so
they tore out the granite.
and the walls they took out. They didn't they didn't rebuild any walls at all?
No.
So why would you pay them in full when they left a shell? Because really, Julia, if I didn't talk to you, I would say you were mentally retarded to do it. I would say that you are mentally incapacitated, that they took advantage of someone who did not have ability. Because you see your house, it's a shell. That you have wood floors, you have no roof, and they say to you, okay, Julia, we're done. We did a great job. Give us $54,000, and you say, okay. I mean, did that occur to you that it was strange?
Yes, and...
Then why did you pay? I need to ask these hard questions. Why would you pay for a completed job when you live in a shell? Why would you have done that?
So I had to move out, and I recently went through a divorce, and it was my ex-husband who actually paid the remainder when I was telling him not to.
Okay, so
it was a house.
Okay, so I can understand things can get screwed up. So they got paid $54,000 in their contract. Were they supposed to do anything more than this? Were they supposed to put up new walls and put in new floors?
Yes, they were.
According to their contract?
Yes.
Then what excuse will they give for not doing it?
He's going to say that he did what he was supposed to do.
And?
Any new damage is our fault.
Wait. No, hold on. If there are no floors in your home, that's not new damage. How will he say, yes, we completed the job. We were supposed to put in new floors, but we didn't, and that's their fault. We were supposed to put in new walls, but we didn't, and that's their fault. Jolia, you have to speak with me English that I understand, so I understand why they would say they did walls when the walls aren't there, and they did floors and the floors aren't there, and they did a roof and the roof's not there. Why would they say that to us? Do they think we're stupid? Why would they say it? So, Jolia, they're going to walk in the house with me and say, see, there are no walls. We did those walls. And I'm going to be looking at no walls, and they're going to claim that they built walls.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And
They're
gonna
going.
say what
They're going to show me an empty room and claim there are walls there for me.
They're not going to be able to. No, because what
But
happens...
they're okay. Hold on. See, this is what I don't. Here's the thing. I believe she's been ripped off and she needs help. But I need to know why she would pay and why they would say the job's done. We need to call these people. This is a big one, if this is true. And I have to take a break or I'm going to get beat up by Brutus. He always wants to beat me up. Centeno Schultz, MDs, real living stem cell therapy. Don't waste your time with chiropractors. I hate to tell you that. I love chiropractors. You heard me talk about Bright Light Chiropractic because they do real chiropractic. But I'm talking about the chiropractors who are now doing stem cell therapy. They're doing fake therapy. In fact, there are health practitioners that do it. Acupuncture people are claiming to do it. There are all kinds of people claiming to do stem cell therapy. Even some MDs that aren't doing it correctly. Centeno Schultz was the original clinic in the country, Dr. Chris Centeno. So if you want stem cell therapy and you want living stem cell therapy, the way you're sure you're going to get it is with Centeno Schultz. In fact, they have a seminar tomorrow night, free of charge. If you want to learn about it before you embark on this, or you can call them directly. So why don't you do it? Either at a personal appointment for an evaluation for hips, shoulders, knees, arms, arthritis, pain. Centeno Schultz, Living Stem Cell Therapy. 303-963-9201. Ask about the seminar tomorrow night. 303-963-9201.
Can we get these guys on the phone?
When you leave out to here, you're going to go left.
Okay.
And then that'll take you right up to 225, man.
Okay.
And then straight
You know how
down
to get to 225 from here?
Now I do.
Yeah. Just go straight out left.
Don't go down to Bellevue.
Don't go the other way. You sway longer.
Okay.
Well,
Dan lives right here and didn't even know that. Brought you to 225. Right.
Well, why don't go left? You're talking about going up Monaco.
He's going to the airport.
Yeah, going up Monaco. But then he has to go and curve around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't bear left. You stay on Monaco, and then it goes over I-25.
You'll see Micro Center. You'll see a Goodyear, 7-Eleven.
Yeah, I know where those are.
Oh, yeah. And you go to DTC Bowl and then go left, right? And then
right on 225.
You know, Dan?
Yeah?
I'd like to see what you can do with this molding.
Okay. You know, it makes me mad that Mike on that thing, it says right in his email, the management offered to pay for the replacements.
But we didn't like it?
No, then he says, but we felt we deserved, not that I talked to him about it.
But we felt we deserved
a bit more for the rent, because that was the 19th. So I think they could have got 10 days.
If they offered the replacement, I would leave it at that.
And then he said, and then we're thinking about taking you to court too. And that's when they stopped talking. So,
Well, taking them over to court over $300.
I feel, landlords do that a lot. They come in when they think you're gone, and they should not enter that place.
I bet a lot of times they truly think it's abandoned.
Unless you turn in the key.
Jesus, it says like a brand new vacuum and stuff, so you thought they would.
What kind of vacuum though?
It's
not a Dyson.
Did Bob leave?
Yeah. Or no. He's leaving.
Because the Dyson is hard on carpets.
Dyson would void your warranty on the carpet. I'd put my shark up against a Dyson any day.
I don't know. I bought a Dyson 10 years ago and it's still
Dysons are good.
Just as well as
no, they're good, but they're not. I mean, they're not worth what you pay. I don't think they are. I mean, he's right about sharks. They're great machines. When I've had trouble with machines, a Dyson has great support and they're good people. But man, Shark is awesome.
Oh, I don't doubt that at all. I just
they're expensive.
Yeah, I mean, I went through like $55 Hoovers and Dirt Devils, and I mean, they ironically they stopped sucking after.
Do you have any specials before you leave?
Yeah, actually.
What are they?
So we always have furnace and air conditioning specials going on. If someone mentions Tom Martino, I will give them an additional, over and above all of our specials, an additional $500 off either a furnace or air conditioner, or $1,000 off the system.
Okay, that's not an addition to the half off.
That's an addition.
To the half off.
That's an addition. I'll do that right now.
Okay, let's do it.
And then if they just need a tune-up, the $29 tune-up for a furnace or $39.
We can't confuse them, but okay, well, I know.
Yeah, I prefer to talk about the replacement.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's incredible.
God, I can't believe I'm going to have to get a fucking drainage plan.
Are they making you do one?
I think so. Yeah, because I'm moving the building.
Yeah, but that doesn't require as much as you think.
You think they're cheap?
Well, I think they're about $1,000.
Okay. My foundation plan was $450.
Now,
stamp. You know, do they actually stamp a drainage plan?
If they want an engineered one,
they do. They want an engineered.
You get a civil engineer. Now,
who have you used?
Oh, Archer, but they're not around. I don't know if Archer's still in business. I use them for all my engineering. Dave Archer, but that was years and years and years ago. Colorado Soils, the soils guy, is still in business. They use.
I didn't have to get a soils test.
You selling your house?
Nah, I'm building a garage. Big garage. It's freaking huge, man.
But the foundation engineer, the structural engineer can't refer you to...
He did. He referred me to a couple. I didn't need it at first because of the placement. I wasn't going to have it, but now where I want it, it's right in the middle of a drainage thing, so...
Tom, have you had a lot of complaints over the years about Mr. Sparky?
Oh, yeah, years ago. None recently.
I don't think they're around anymore, are they?
They're way down as far as
I think they are, but they might have like...
Way down as far as volume.
Yeah,
over the years, I parted company when they sold. The local company sold.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Buy and build the Big Ugly Warehouse, 4800 Washington Street, where you pay below wholesale prices for granite and for cabinets and for floor coverings and like laminates and hardwoods, and it's just incredible. I always call it a Big Ugly Warehouse. That's what it is, man. Big Ugly. Who cares, right? You're not going to be like blown away by the chandeliers and the beautiful parking lot. And listen, it's a big down and dirty. No, it's not dirty actually. It's just big and ugly. Okay, so this is it. 4800 Washington Street. You'll never save more. I'm telling you, when I tell you I bought cabinets for my garage that most people will put in their homes. You know why? Not because I wanted to be a big shot. Because I priced in big box stores ugly garage cabinets, and they were 10 times more expensive than Shaker line beautiful cabinets. So I put them in my garage. You got to go see them. Buy and build. 4800 Washington Street for all of your interior finish items. So, now listen, this is a bad problem. What are we talking about, Suzanne?
So a couple things, Tom. I just talked to the owner,
of who?
Rick Gonzalez of Crush Carpet Cleaning and Restoration.
Wait, so Crush Carpet Cleaning, and I always love when they do the carpet cleaning and restoration. Yeah. Restoration is a major industry, and you do plus. You know what? They suck water out, and they're going to do...
I wonder if they do stem cells on the side.
Yeah, they probably do. That's good, Mark. So go ahead, Suzanne.
So I caught him off guard. He was with a customer when I called him, so now he wants to call me back in a few minutes.
Okay, well, that's all right.
And he says there is another side to this.
Well,
in the meantime, I have an expert on line 6 who's been listening.
About
the mold mitigation. So
I'm not
Brian,
sure.
With Eagle Property Inspections.
But hold on, I want to make something. I got to get something straight. Julia, I don't want to belabor this, but I got to get this straight.
Yes.
You're telling me that Crush Carpet Cleaning and carpet cleaning and restoration, they will claim they're completely done with the job and did everything they were paid for, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, they'll acknowledge there are no walls and no floors, right? They're not going to pretend they did them, right?
Right, exactly.
Okay, so I don't want to put words in your mouth. They won't say, yeah, they're there. They'll say, no, we didn't do that, but we didn't get paid enough to do that. Is that what they're going to say? Okay.
Then what's the contract say?
Yeah, that's what we need to see. Can you send us the contract?
Yes.
That's what we need, because he's going to be calling us back. Hold on a second, though. I want to know what Brian Wilcox, he's on a referral list from Eagle Property Inspections a premier home inspection company. Brian, did you have something to say about this specifically?
Well, I'm just curious of, does she need have somebody go out and inspect it for her?
That's what I was going to ask, but I don't think we should even do that until we see the contract, so we have something to compare it with.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking, Brian, and then we will get in touch with you. But I think that you could, in a hurry, find out if he did what was on that contract or not.
Right. That's what I wanted to find out.
Yeah, thank you. So, Eagle Property Inspections, they're really good, and he does favors for us once in a while with these cases, okay? So let's get the contract first, all right? Now, Bob Logan at Plumline Services is going to be running to the airport soon. He wants to leave this special with us, and this is great. You hear me talk about half off, okay? He'll add the rest. Half off an air conditioner when you buy the furnace. That's with $1,500 in utility company rebates, 0% financing for 12 months, 10 years parts and labor warranty. Half off. And you can call and get an estimate. But there's something else. When you get the estimate, Bob's going to throw in right now. Go ahead, Bob.
So, Tom, we talked about being in the shoulder season, and primarily this time of year, all I want to really do is keep my guys busy.
Okay, so
I don't want to lose good guys.
In addition to
the
half off the AC with the furnace, the financing, the $1,500 utility company rebates, of course, you're not doing, they are, and then 10 years parts and labor. What are you going to do?
So, with that special, as Tom mentioned, Tom Martino, I'm a Tom Martino listener, I will give you an additional $1,000 off the system.
Holy crap. So
now,
half off the AC plus $1,000 off.
Right. Now, if you just want to do the furnace or an AC,
you'll
again,
still get
mention
the $1,000
Tom Martino.
off?
No, I'll give you $500 off either or.
Okay, gotcha. I gotcha.
Off the system.
So either or, $500 off, and if you do get the other system, it's half off AC with an extra $1,000.
Right, and you mentioned Excel. They're changing the rebates, so a lot of those rebates are going to be going away.
Okay.
I know the trade-in is going away, so if you want to do something, now is the best time to do it.
All right, they're at 303-586-1086, 586-1086, plumlineservices.com. You got to call today for that. Okay, let's go on to the phones, and I got to take another break. Listen, folks, don't get discouraged. I sometimes get behind on things, but I will tell you this. We got a real estate problem with Ressie. And Ressie, what is this problem, if you can sum it up, and we'll come back to it? What are we talking about?
Hi. Yes, we closed on a house Thursday last week.
Okay.
And there were problems going in with the appraisal, and I know Colorado has protections in place for
Now, what do you mean problems? What do you mean problems with the appraisal? Was it inaccurate?
I don't think it was. It came in $25,000 less than the contract price.
All right, hold on. I'm not sure who's that going to favor or not. Just hang on, okay? We'll come right back to you. Remember Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair? I talked about their $119 transmission service. Wonderful, right? Well, I got another thing for you. They will find, fix, or they will do it free, find, fix, or free any problem for $89 plus parts. This is what it means. You'll never spend more than $89.95 in labor with parts. If you decide not to have it done, if they decide it's too much, like an entire transmission or something, or the frame is out, and they can't do it for $89, you still get a full written diagnostic free. So the most you'll walk away with is a great job for just $89 in labor, or the least you'll walk away with is a complete written estimate and diagnosis that you can shop. That's Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair, just $89 plus parts for any problem, or it's free and you get the diagnosis. 303-781-9858 on Santa Fe, just south of Dartmouth. Budget A1, they do transmissions and auto repair.
I know he does.
You know, I've been going to the bathroom as much as him too, so maybe there's a correlation there.
What's the trade-in that they sell? You could actually trade in your furnace?
Hey, Bob, I'm running direct.
All right, thanks. So if you get a new air conditioner, they'll give you $500 as a trade-in for anything that's under a 13 star.
Oh, what do they do with the trade-in? Still scrap it?
Yeah, but they're trying to incentivize people to go to higher efficiency. Yeah, so You could get up to $1,350 right now on XL rebates for a furnace air conditioner, high efficiency, in addition to all of our specials, so it makes it real attractive. Drew, nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you.
Dan?
Yes, good to see you, Bob.
Mark?
See you, Bob. Safe trip.
Good seeing you.
Where are you going, Texas?
Yeah, I'm going to Dallas.
Is it hot there right now?
I don't know. I'm flying back tomorrow night just for a trip. So.
I love this story about Mitch.
What do you say?
With $300 in his pocket.
I'm just staying at Marriott by the airport. Yeah. So I'm going to go to a steakhouse tonight. That's about it. All right, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Be good.
Good here. Used to have a lot of meetings there.
You gotta go down to the big meetings?
I used to. I hated it. They were dealer meetings.
Backdrops, and they also do, of course.
They did a lot of training out of there, like store manager school and shit. Everything was Dallas, Fort Worth. You would think Akron, but Akron's so shitty.
You pay wholesale for that.
You know, they still have, well, I think they still do, state-run liquor stores. You ever heard of those?
Oh, yeah.
You have to, they wouldn't take credit cards back in the day. So you go in to buy a six-pack or whatever, you have to pay cash.
5919. I promise you, if you shop around, you'll pick Mitch at Art of Granite.
Well, I mean, New Hampshire has made it into a protected industry. If you drive up I-95, one of the largest liquor stores in the United States is like the state liquor store in Portsmouth. Yeah, so like at least that's
probably a lot more money too, isn't it?
Well, the taxes are a lot less. And then the prices are, I think, are less too. So like if you live in Massachusetts or Maine,
you drive
and you're close, yeah, you drive in and load up.
In Oklahoma, they had no coolers in the liquor store for years. I don't know if they've changed that.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So the beer is all just warm, so you had to buy
So like Budweiser would only have 3-2 beer in the grocery stores there. So if you wanted cold Bud, or maybe it was Coors, one of them ships cold, I forget. You drive up to the border and pick it up. But here's how stupid it is. You know why? Their philosophy was if the beer wasn't cold, people wouldn't drink
it right away.
Yeah, okay, like they're not sipping on their Jack Daniels leaving there. You know what I'm saying?
Louisiana used to be able to have drive-ups where you get a drink, mixed drink, right at the...
They still do. Margaritas and...
not for the but probably for the rider, though, right? Not for the...
When we were there, we rented a car and went, it was like a Starbucks. You go through, order it, and they hand you your to-go cups like slushy, you know?
I can still do that. Even with, they don't have a lot of people drinking in...
Well, Colorado, up until... in the last 8 or 9 years, open container wasn't illegal. You couldn't be over the limit, but it wasn't illegal. Like in Texas and Oklahoma, I don't think there's open container laws. You can have an open beer, you just can't be drunk.
Or you can't be drinking either, even back then, huh? Passengers could drink.
I don't know. I mean, I never looked. I don't know.
God, liquor law is so arbitrary.
State by state.
County by county.
Here's how they really got all the states to get in line with the federal requirements. They were going to pull the road money. In fact, Colorado was one of the last hang-ons. They wanted to stay, back in the day it was what, 0.8 or 1.0 or whatever for a DUI?
Oh, yeah, 1.0.
That's what Colorado was. They didn't want to move it, so the Fed said, that's fine, we're not going to give you any more state highway.
Well, they did that with the drinking age, too.
Mm-hmm.
So you think they could do that with, what they're called in the cities and stuff when you have, don't go search for illegal aliens and stuff. Trump wants to...
Trump is a racist. Build a wall?
No.
What does Trump want to do?
Sell surfboards. No, he's saying that the federal, whatever department that ICE falls under could withhold.
You know, they do.
Sanctuary.
Sanctuary cities. We have sanctuary cities. Trump wanted to pull the funding for that. But he said that's illegal, but they could have done it for the highway.
Just talk to me.
Back then.
Well, you got to turn that on, though.
Back then wasn't that long ago.
If you want to jump on that one there, and you can bet we have a computer in front of us.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. John Fuller is a personal injury attorney. Take that name down. You're going to want it if you're ever injured. John Fuller, Fuller Law. Listen, I'm serious. If you're ever injured, don't call these big jerks with fancy names on TV. Well, unless, of course, those big jerks happen to do a good job, which I don't know of any that do a good job yet, but there could be. just because they're on TV with a big jerk name doesn't mean they're big jerks, but usually it does. Especially, you know, anyway, big ass, strong things and all that. I would call John Fuller, and I mean that sincerely. John Fuller answers questions free of charge. He talks to people. He wants you to shop around, but call him. And then when you decide to use him, if you do, then he only takes a percentage of what he collects. Otherwise, you pay nothing. John Fuller, he is a good guy. He really is. 303-597-4500. Don't sit on your rights if you're injured. 303-597-4500. Fuller Law. Now, it's personalinjuryco.com. His firm, Fuller Law, you can search on my referral list at referralist.com. Okay, so let's go with a real estate problem, Ressie. You said, were you buying or selling, first of all?
We were buying.
Okay. Now, what went wrong and how did it affect you? You said there was something with the appraisal?
Yes, that we paid for.
What, you paid for the appraisal during the real estate purchase, right?
Correct.
And then you moved in already? Did you close?
Yes, we closed Thursday last week.
Right. Okay.
So
and what did you find out that bothered you?
Well, the appraisal came back
Yeah.
$25,000 less than the contract price.
But you knew that, didn't you, when you bought that? I mean, you got the appraisal before closing.
Right, and that's a great thing. That was a great thing for us as buyers.
No, it's a bad thing. If the house comes back $25,000 under what you're paying for it, that's a bad thing.
You generally would have to come up with that much more money.
I mean, you have to come up with that money in order to close, unless you mean it's a good thing because the sellers had to lower their price. Is that what you mean?
That's exactly what I mean.
Well, did they agree to lower the price?
Well, they weren't informed about it. That's the issue. The listing broker didn't tell them for a week and a half.
But Resi, I don't understand this. Please help me understand. You had a price for the home. What was the price?
$385.
Okay. Now, according to you, it came out, the appraisal came out less, $365, right?
$360.
$360. Okay.
Yeah.
And you're saying that's what you should have paid. Is that right?
Correct.
No, it's not correct. It's only what you should have paid if they agreed to it. So hold on, because I need to know where the story's going. Maybe I'm missing something, and I want to know how the sellers were not informed and how this screwed you up. So please hang on, and I'll take you first up. I'm Troubleshooter Tom Martino. This will be interesting. This and a lot more on the Troubleshooter Show.
She
did get screwed.
There's people that will say
she overpaid by 25 grand.
Oh, no, there's many people and stuff that buy houses, they put $50,000 up front in case the appraisal doesn't come through.
I know. My point is, she bought a house worth 25 grand less than what she thought. That's all I'm saying. She thought it was worth that amount.
What did she think was worth that amount?
She thought the house was worth X.
Well, it doesn't matter. That is
exactly. It doesn't matter.
Well, no, that's why she's calling, though. She feels like she got ripped off.
Well, but she closed.
I know.
So why are you saying Why are you saying she's owed money?
She thinks she got ripped off.
Why do you think she got ripped off, Mark?
Then she took the vacuum from the house. And then Dan wants her to pay rent. I know what's going on.
Dan says she deserves everything.
$25,000 plus money for her troubles.
How do you do a handwritten text on this Apple? Every once in a while it comes up by mistake. I want to know how to do it on purpose. Do you know how to do it, Dan?
You have an Apple. You can pull up a box and you can write.
Yeah, I know. How do you pull it? I just pulled it up and I didn't know why. That's the thing. It comes up every now and then and I don't know why. I just want to know, how does it come up?
Okay. Sorry, Tom, about that. Sorry.
No, I don't care.
Okay, what do you mean?
How do you
I've never had that.
text? Every once in a while, the box comes up by mistake.
Yeah, it's not an X, maybe that.
No, regular will come up. I don't have my phone.
Yeah, see, I don't know.
I got a $35 Metro PCS one that does those $300 phones, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
It doesn't do the emoji that you like.
You put a happy face in there?
Oh, well, I don't need all that bullshit. I just need to answer it.
No, you don't. No, you guys don't need the watch with the heartbeat. you can like broadcast your heartbeat to somebody else.
Oh, you gotta have that.
Yeah, that's essential for you.
You know, I think that's probably part of life. Yeah, I can't
believe her realtor didn't go through this with it.
Well, it still wasn't clear to me, yeah, if she knew.
I can't see, should be allowed her to move in.
Right.
Because the loan company is not gonna give her the loan.
Oh, you're right, yes.
You get the appraisal, and the appraisal appraises for it. Unless she had a whole bunch of cash up front. Now, if she put 20% down, she might have, still been able to do it. But I mean, there's people that offer a lot more all the time for houses if they don't appraise. I mean, that's in Denver and stuff. It's freaking crazy.
Yeah. God, I got.
And most appraisers and stuff have a loan amount before they appraise it, so they know if it's going to be coming underneath what she paid for. So, I mean, she's SOL.
Yeah. Oh God, one of the luckiest instances in my life was my house purchase. I mean, the sellers put a new roof on, and then didn't. Well, the house appraised for $300,000, and I bought for $295,000. And it's just, in this market, not new roof and shit. Yeah, it's not having.
This market, right? Just lately, you did.
2015.
Oh,
so a couple,
you got it before it was super high.
I mean, it was still pretty hot. 2015.
You've made some good money on it too, then.
Zillow's saying $425.
Take Zillow
Well, yeah, sure.
It's Zestimate.
Yeah, it's just a algorithm that just
Well, it actually looked better not. In fact, you just reminded me. I got to work Zillow into this conversation.
So it was up today.
I heard there are 2 contracts that they're.
The CEO started crying on air.
Who?
Zillow.
Oh, what you? Oh,
no, we love Zillow.
We love Zillow. Ooh, Tesla.
Watch him with Tesla. He cries all the time.
I never knew that till you said that, Tom. It's,
you want Musk?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
You just had a tearjerker one.
Did you get in touch with anybody?
Dropped.
No, not yet.
Did you make any calls yet?
Yeah, the Denise manager.
I got Brent Ivinson on broadband, and then I have the Mark, I've got the owner of Crush on, and it was Crush Carpet Cleaning and Restoration. He deviated to Crush Restoration. He has his side of things, and he's on to come and tell those.
Crush Carpet Cleaning Restoration
it's
and
just
burritos.
Crush Restoration.
There was something missing?
Did Bob
The
Logan
walls.
leave?
They operate four roach coaches.
Oh, he did? Oh, okay. That's fine.
It's what we call a conglomerate.
It is a conglomerate.
That
They
first
do stem cells out of the roach coaches on Wednesdays.
Maybe it's and they sell sand. Maybe that's
Lots of sand.
high crush.
High crush.
It's the same thing. Crush carpet, high crush.
They use old burrito meat.
This first call I did make, though, when I got like their receptionist and told them who I was with,
Yeah.
there was like a long pause.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden she connected me to Denise.
What did Denise say?
She just declined everything.
So she didn't answer any questions? What did she say? I need to.
She has to refer to her property owners or legal.
Are they going to look into it?
Yeah.
Okay. So you did get something they're going to look into.
Yes, and I gave him a call back, my call back.
Oh, excellent. Excellent.
So it was brief, but it wasn't totally negative.
Right, that's right.
Need somebody.
Now, Tom Martino on 630 KHOW.
Help me if you can.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. This hour brought to you by Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. When you're looking to buy or sell real estate, you'll never find anybody better. Why? Because he gives his all. You'll think you're his only customer. On each side of the transaction, Frank sells more homes in a month than most guys and gals do in a year. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. So listen, we're going to talk about a real estate deal, which is crazy. What happens when the appraisal is different than the actual transaction? We'll find out. Let's talk about that, okay? And Brent Ivinson, Ideal Home Loans, he's also one of our fine sponsors and members of Referralist.com. And they make dealing with loans easy. So I have a quick question for him. Brent, what happens if a seller is selling a home and the appraisal is less than they're asking, what happens to the borrower?
Well, there's a couple of outcomes. Either they've got to renegotiate the sales price to match the appraisal, or the buyer has to bridge that gap with cash funds to come up to the original contract purchase price.
Yeah, there's nothing automatic about lowering prices. You know,
no, definitely not.
That's a negotiable. Do you have times where borrowers choose to bring in extra money?
You know, we do. You know, and we talk through that process because, again, we're really of the philosophy that you make your money when you buy your home, not when you sell it. So you want to make sure you're getting a fair, reasonable price. And so we'll walk through all of those parameters and talk through the points of, hey, is this something that we feel like is going to continue to go up? Do you think you're getting a good deal? Because at the end of the day, even though we're not on the real estate side of the transaction, we're on the lending side, and we're trying to mitigate risk from a mortgage perspective. So we want to make sure that that risk is reasonable.
So you really help them in all aspects. Even though, like I say, call for your loan, you look at the whole deal.
We do. We look at the entire deal. And the thing, too, it's busy right now. People are back to school. We can make this process simple and easy because we're a direct lender. We can come to you if that works best. You can apply online and handle the process that way, or you can come to our office. We want to put you in control to make sure, more importantly, you're getting a loan that works for you rather than you just working for a mortgage every month.
Thanks, Brent. IdealHomeLoans.com, 303-867-7000. And we always use them for our experts when it comes to stuff like this, 303-867-7000. Now, Ressie, we're going to get back to your real estate problem in a second here, but we just got a call here that we have to take because we always allow people to speak when their companies are mentioned. And this is a company owner, Rick Gonzalez with Crush Restoration. He was also Crush Carpet Cleaning, and he also has a DBA for Crush Restoration. And Rick, there seems to be some confusion. I want to bring you up, and then I'm going to bring up her to listen. This is Jolia who called in. Rick, here's what she says. She says she paid $54,000. Now, we don't have the contracts. We wanted to look at it. We don't have it. She said she paid $54,000, and you did not finish the job, and that you left the house basically a shell. You tore out the walls, you tore out the floor, and you didn't fix the roof. Anyway, I just wanted you to speak on this, Rick.
Good morning.
Thank you for talking.
Yes, no, thank you. So here's the deal. When I did the estimate for Miss Dickens, it was probably 3 months prior to when we started the work. Her roof was already horrible. It was in bad condition for at least 4 to 6 months.
Okay.
She was already living in mold. She complained that she was sick. Her mom was getting sick. She spoke and said that she was going through a divorce from Mr. Dwayne Dickens. And it wasn't a good deal. She caught him doing something. I heard her
but what about the
story.
$54,000?
I'll get into that.
Yeah.
There was never no contract for $54,000 stating I was going to do putback. The original estimate was for mold remediation.
Okay.
I sent her every estimate along with her husband or her ex-husband based out of Virginia at the time, Dwayne Dickens. Along with the public adjuster for an insurance company.
Okay.
They all have the estimate in hands. Look, when you're dealing with insurance, that's insurance fraud. If you don't do what you're doing, that's insurance fraud.
Okay.
The insurance was very aware of what I was doing. Matt, the adjuster, had asked me multiple times, this is just for the demo. Mrs. Dickens knew it was. Her husband Dwayne.
So you were never contracted. You were never contracted to rebuild, just to tear out.
No. I was going to give her an estimate on the rebuild, but then things went south. Her husband ended up paying me. The last sum payment was like $32,000. He paid over the phone with a credit card. That was, I think, the day before Christmas. Because I was done with this job December 20th.
So do you feel, Rick, in a nutshell, do you feel that Crush Restoration did $54,000 worth of work?
Absolutely. That I don't know the exact number, so I can't say what the number was. But the work that she got charged and her husband got charged, I think it was very fair considering the roof for over a year was exposed with water and rain and snow.
So we're going to have it, we'll have it analyzed, but you stand behind what was done there for that money.
Absolutely. And the adjuster, if there was a problem with the price, the adjuster works for the insurance company. Not one time did they ever try to dispute my price. That's again, it wasn't just the self-pay. The adjuster was involved. The reason why Dwayne paid me is because things were starting to go south with the adjuster. Joy tried getting him fired multiple times, the public adjuster. She did not like him. She felt like he was a fraud.
Well, hold on. When you say public adjuster, you mean the insurance adjuster?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, Jolia, he's saying that if you don't have a contract for rebuilding your home. Jolia.
I do.
Well, then can you show it to us? Can you show it to us?
Yes, your guy just got here, so we're in the house.
Who got there?
Brian Wilcox with
excellent.
Eagle Property
Excellent.
Inspections.
Would you have
He's
Brian?
Let's give him like 10 minutes and get him on.
Jolia, would you also do me a favor? Let him see your contracts, because I don't want Rick to be judged on what was done or what was not done if he was not supposed to do it. You understand?
Yes.
I only want to.
Sir, I'll tell you why she doesn't have a contract for the rebuild.
Yeah.
Because that rebuild estimate was going to take me a week to do because it was that big.
Okay.
And there's no way I gave her one.
So what do you think she's going to show us?
What is she? She says she has a contract for rebuilding. Jolia, what are you talking about?
Yes, there's 2 different contracts. Yes.
And one is for rebuilding. And hold on. And the contracts add up to $54,000?
The first one added up to $6,000, and then the rest, after he came in, did a second part.
But Jolia, here's what I need to know. Here's what I need to know. According to you, for the $54,000, you were supposed to get the job completely rebuilt as well.
Right. That's the question we
all right.
How is that? Can I answer? Can I ask
the
question? How is that a rebuild when we never picked carpet out? We never picked baseboard out. We never picked hardwood floor out. How can I give her a rebuild if we didn't even pick any of those things out? Joy, you know that's not true. And the roof is still damaged. The roof is still damaged. And I have mold testing to prove that on December 20th, we were done, and a certified hygienist said that there was no more visible mold and that they passed the job from the air clearance. So what else do you need? I did the asbestos test before, I did the mold sample after, and your roof is still not fixed, and we finished this job on December 20th. So, number one, if there's still issues in the house, fix the roof. Fix the roof.
They're saying that you never did pass that.
Wait a minute. When did Rick, when did you complete your job according to you? When was that job completed?
December 20th.
Wait a minute. December of 2017?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Hold on. Jolia, did you have the roof fixed since then?
No.
Well, if you have wait. And you say you have new mold, right?
Yes.
But your roof is still leaking.
No, it wasn't new mold. It's still existing mold.
All right, I need to talk.
Hygienist, certified
all right,
letter
listen,
from
I need to see that letter, Rick, or anything you have. Would you help me out here?
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right, hold on. Now, Jolia, I need to talk to Brian. Is he there? Can you put him on the phone, Jolia? Put Brian on the phone. Okay.
Hey, Tom, I'm here.
Brian, here's what I need from you, seriously. She is saying a couple things here. First, she is saying that Rick contracted to tear out and haul away all of the mold infested stuff and then to rebuild. I need to see. I don't want him judged on stuff he wasn't contracted to do. I just want to see if he did what he was contracted to do. Then she is claiming there is still mold there, and I need to know from you somehow, is that mold because it's being continued to be fed, or is it mold he never removed? Because he is claiming he completed the job in December of 2017. Well, if she never fixed the roof, she's going to have recurring problems. So somehow you got a mess there, but you're a smart guy. So if you could help us out, just make sense of it. I need to know, is that mold stuff Rick never did, or is it new and you know, she never, is the roof still a problem and all of that? So Eagle Inspections is helping us, thank God, and Brian Wilcox is a smart guy. So we'll get to the bottom of this and more. So stay tuned, okay? 303-713-TALK. Woo, 713-8255. One Clear Choice Garage Doors is the place to call if you need any work done on your garage doors. We love One Clear Choice Doors. You know, Chris Chapman is a former Marine, and he runs it like a military play. I'm telling you, a military operation. They're all good people. They're honest. They're on time. They do work the right way, and that's OneClearChoiceDoors.com. One Clear Choice should be your clear choice when it comes to garage doors. Like if you have something like an opener and you need it immediately, or a spring broke, give them a call, or just for regular service, 303-565-6409. That's 565-6409, OneClearChoiceDoors.com. And of course, what do you park in the garage? A car. Now, you need to get this Pro Pack. You won't even buy the stuff for $38.95, let alone do all the work. Al Aramis, Pro Auto Care, tell us about your Pro Pack. Al? Is he? Oh, he's on the line here. Al, go ahead, sir. Tell us about your Pro.
Here, buddy.
Tell us about your Pro
Pack.
Pack.
That's a great deal. But before I say it, I still have cars come in the shop that I replace engines unnecessarily. If they would have changed their oil on a regular interval, we could have saved the motor. Do your maintenance. That's why I put these packages out there. $38.95 is going to get you synthetic blend oil change, tire rotation, full inspection, fill all your fluids, and replace your front wiper blades. $38.95. You can't go to the store and buy it, let alone want to deal with the hassle of it.
All right, and that's Pro Auto Care, 2 locations near Evans and I-25, if you just go east and north on Dahlia, or on Santa Fe just south of Bowles on West Church. That's 303-PRO-AUTO. That's the phone number. The website is 303proauto.com.
This report is brought to you by Lowe's.
The highway drive in the metro area is in pretty good shape. The troubles are off.
The guy does dentistry too, evidently.
Well, no, there is an industrial.
There is an industrial
hygienic.
Okay, so when you're here and you're here, you go here, and there's your stabilizer, and you put it there.
That sounds weird. How did you look it
I
up?
Googled it.
What was this? How much time? Oh, it's
It's iPhone secrets. You don't have these features
don't
on
have
your
that.
dummy Android.
Yeah, I know. Little Chinese kids dying left and right making them, but that's right.
With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner. At 6:30.
I think that guy brings up, oh, because they're getting divorced because their husband's out.
Oh my God.
She caught him.
He dropped his name about 4 times.
We do got pictures.
Can't be combined with any other credit offers. Exclusions apply. See store for details. Roof damage.
They have that hole. She's been living in like that since December.
Oh, I mean, it's got to be trash. Trash.
We get an update. Remember
Just some of the storms we've had in the last month, man.
Hello, I'm Tom Marchino. Excel Roofing is the
most seems like a lot, but you had to take on all of it.
Yeah, something's not adding up still, but at least to me,
well, they say 2 stories, the wall, they took out all the drawings.
You know how much they get for those fans? They get like $500 a day to have those stupid blowers.
So that's taking out drywall and all that and hauling that stuff away.
Well, plus it's mold.
So, well, yeah, you're right.
Upcharge. And then they got to kill it.
For 25 years and on my referral list the whole time. Call today, 303.
So she just has, you think, insulation against the walls she's been living on? Holy cow. Like that one lady, I was going to call and get an update on, remember the one we went out to? And the guy did the work in November, and she's been living in there for like 4 months and stuff, and the guy went for $70,000.
Did we go to the neighbors too?
No, we went to just them, just to her and stuff. Then she was going to get them sued. She was going to sue them.
Oh yeah, what happened?
I got a call for an update today.
And the DA got involved.
Yes, Jeff DA.
Is that something for us?
Well, I was just going to get an update on that one.
Which one is it?
See if the lawsuit went through.
Which one is it?
It was a lady we went out to, 70 grand. He did about 20 grand worth of work, but tarps up. The DA got involved. They agreed to give her like 20 back.
Wait, so the DA got involved because of the Contractors Trust Act?
Right.
Great, Dan. Great,
but we don't know the update.
We don't know the update.
But no, that's an update, though. That's an
well,
update
no,
for us.
I just tell him I got to call her today to try to get an update from her.
I know, but that the DA is looking into it's an update. We didn't have that before.
Oh, I thought we had that.
No, we talked about it. We have.
When Trump was elected, he promised him During this war on coal, he has delivered. As a result of strong pro-growth policies and why.
God, coal.
What's wrong with coal?
It's filthy. The jobs are terrible.
Yeah, but would you rather have that job or no job? These guys love being coal miners.
You know, I would rather have a
Your
job.
dad's dad was a coal miner.
That's not a...
Your wife's a coal miner.
Somebody give him a Kotex for his bleeding heart.
There's no love around here.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show, the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. I hope you never need a bankruptcy, and I'm serious about that. Wink and Wink are the ones to use for a fresh start, Chapter 13 or Chapter 7, winkandwink.com. They really are compassionate as well as passionate. Both. 303-410-1720, winkandwink.com. All right, we have some updates here. First of all, Deputy Ken, and we'll go back to the phones. Deputy Ken, you called on the guy that left the cleaning supplies behind. You know, the email did say, that Dan had, said that they were going to, that they offered to pay for the stuff, but he wanted more. He wanted the credit.
Wanted the rent, and then he said he was going to take them to court.
But then he said he hadn't heard anything, so we had Deputy Ken call. Ken, what did you find out, bro?
They basically declined any information and said they would get back to us.
But didn't they say they would give it to their attorneys?
Yes, they will refer everything to the property owner/attorneys.
Okay, you know, when we have people, at least when we have a phone call like that, it usually does at least make them look at it again. But here's the deal. Mark, do you think you should get both the property and the rent?
I don't think so.
Neither do I. Now, I can see what Dan said. If they forced him out...
Well, but they didn't force him out.
No, they didn't. They didn't. But they took his stuff. He really still had the key. He still had access to the place. They just took his stuff.
Boy, it takes balls just to walk in and take all the guy's stuff when he's still under lease.
They're claiming they thought he left, but then he never turned in the key. I think they're wrong. I don't think he's owed the credit.
Well, you just brought something up, though.
So, Deputy Ken, if you talk to him again, I want to make it clear. Did they say they would call us back? Did you give him your number?
Yes,
okay, if you can get closer to the mic. But here's what I want to tell him. I want to make it clear we're not fighting for the rent.
Something must have happened, though. If they thought he left, why? They're not going to just arbitrarily decide to walk into any unit and start taking stuff out. They must have had a reason.
Yeah, they set up an inspection. See, there's an inspection when people move out.
Got it.
So they can tell you what they're going to keep from the deposit. I like that. What they're going to keep from the deposit. I like that system. I like having that ahead of time. Okay, let's go back to Ressie. Okay, Ressie, dear, we want to help you, but I really think that you misunderstood the process. In a real estate...
No, I don't.
Okay, go ahead.
I haven't explained it all yet.
Go ahead, then. Go ahead.
Okay, the listing broker never informed the sellers of the appraisal result.
Then you should have refused to close.
And she contacted the appraiser.
Ressie, why do you listen carefully? You closed. You accepted the price. Did you have to bring money to the table to close that day?
Yes.
You had to bring $25,000 to the table, right?
No. She kept at the appraiser until he came back and said, "Okay, I'll give you $15,000."
Who said that?
So the listing broker. And they're not supposed to be contacting the appraiser.
The listing broker.
Repeat.
Ressie, at closing, you were $25,000 short. You did not have to pay $25,000.
No.
Why?
No, because the appraiser finally caved to the listing broker.
Okay,
and said, "Okay, I'll increase it $15,000."
Okay, so then you had to pay $10,000 extra. Is that right?
No.
Where did that come from? The extra
$10,000 under what we contracted for. My point is she should not be contacting a broker and not informing the seller.
But could you, for the heck of it, answer a few questions for me? When you closed, did you have to pay any extra?
No.
You paid, so your lender let you buy a house that was appraised $10,000 under.
Right. They'd lent us the amount we approved for the $385.
And then they loaned you $395 instead.
No, $375. But only after the listing broker harassed the appraiser.
Ressie, you said that 3 or 4 times. You don't have to repeat that again. I'm still not understanding. At the day of closing, even when the appraiser caved, at the day of closing, your home still was appraised for less than you bought it, right?
Correct.
Okay. If it was less, if it was appraised for less than you bought it, how did you make up the extra $10,000? That's all I need to know. How did you make up that extra 10?
Okay, I'm not being clear, so let me rephrase that. We borrowed the full amount of $375, which is the final selling price.
Well, hold on. You didn't get a 100% loan, did you?
Is it a VA loan?
Oh, no. We got a conventional. We brought money to close it for down.
Okay, that's what I mean. So did $375,000 loan, did that represent the selling price or the appraised price?
The appraised price.
Okay, so it was more, okay, so somehow your lender increased the loan to $375.
Right. We'd already been approved for $380.
I understand. Your lender approved $375 based on the appraisal. They were overlooking the sales price. They said, "Okay, we'll give you $375." And then when the appraiser kicked in another $15, then you were able to drop the loan by $10,000, right?
Correct. It came back at $360, but he revised his thing after 3 times looking at it. He stood by his original work.
Okay, but what I want to know is this. The end result, you ended up paying what for the house? Not the loan, the whole price. What was the price of the house?
$375.
But you brought money to put down, didn't you?
Right, but that was the final price of the house. We had been approved for $385 until the appraisal came back.
The price of the home on Multilist was $375,000. That's what it was.
It was $395 on the MLS originally.
Okay, originally. Then who dropped the price?
The appraiser.
No, the appraiser doesn't get to drop the price, Rezi. The owner.
Who's on first?
Just wait a minute. The sellers have to drop the price. Did the sellers drop the price to $375?
In the end, but they weren't appraised of the $360. They weren't told about it.
Why are you calling us? Okay, so, wait. The house was listed originally for $395, and you're saying the original appraisal was $360?
Correct.
Okay, now you keep saying, but they weren't apprised of it. Let's say they were. What were you expecting them to do?
Negotiate, because we were running up against the clock.
Okay, but do you understand? You do understand, Resi. Let me just make this clear, because I don't think you understand this. If they had their home listed at $395, and you accept, is that the final price you guys accepted? Not you closed on, but is that what the final contract was when they took it off the market the first time? Did you agree to $395?
No, we offered $385. They accepted our offer.
All right, got it. So $385. I just want to do this so you're clear. So $385 was the selling price, but it only appraised for $360, and you're saying the sellers were not told. And you're assuming if the sellers were told, you would have been in a stronger negotiating to get it cheaper, right?
Correct.
Okay, but listen, you do also understand that if the sellers were told and they said to you, sorry, we're not budging, we're going to only sell it for $385, if that was their position, you do understand you have no legal right to force them to negotiate, right?
Of course.
Okay, then what is the call today for?
For what we saw as unethical behavior on the listing.
Okay, broker. You felt it was unethical that the listing broker did not tell his sellers about the low appraisal.
That's the first grievance. The second is that she harassed the appraiser.
Okay.
Until she finally got into cave to beef it up to $370.
But that helped you. It didn't hurt you. You seem to think the lower appraisal was going to help you because you're automatically assuming that people will lower the selling price. I am telling you that most sellers do not lower the price. They tell the buyer to come up with more money to make up for it, or they're not going to sell the house. So your assumption that it cost you money is wrong. You're going to lose.
It is odd, though, that the seller's agent was beating up the appraisal.
I know. Well, of course they are. The sellers want the appraisal to be higher, Mark, because they don't want to have a snag in the closing. They want the appraisal to be...
It's fine, but it's still odd that the appraiser would change it based upon the seller's agent.
They're not supposed to. But, Rezi, you had the opportunity not to close at every turn, but you kept going forward. And now you're complaining after you closed. Listen, I know you don't believe me, but I have done literally hundreds of real estate transactions. And I will tell you, you're going to lose. You don't have a loss here. You're assuming that you would have gotten the home cheaper had the broker had the listing agent told the seller, right? You're assuming that. Is that correct?
No, I know it because they're moving out of the country. They had to close.
Okay.
They were on a deadline.
Well, Rezi, good luck in your plight here. Okay, would you let me know how it works out when you lose? I would appreciate it. Thanks. It doesn't make sense. In this real estate market, homes are selling every single day.
I wonder how she even knows that their realtor didn't tell them.
I don't know.
That's even odd within itself.
And, but there was something wrong that Rezi has a point, although it has nothing to do with her. The listing broker should never coerce the appraiser.
Unless they pointed something out like, hey, you missed a whole bathroom, or hey, you missed a bedroom.
So, Rezi, I don't know. I don't know what you're looking for. I should ask that first. What are you looking for? Are you looking for any kind of a loss, a damage? Rezi?
Not at all.
Oh, you just want to file a grievance.
Well, I didn't know if that's partially...
That is a grievance. Now listen, if you called about grievances, it's a great grievance. I don't think it'll help you as far as the price, but this guy should not be doing that as far as harassing the appraiser. He should not be doing that. Or she should not be doing that. I would contact the real estate commission. I would, absolutely, about that. I don't think it's going to help you, but hold on. Kim, what do you have to say about this transaction? Kim?
Hey.
Hey.
So, Tom, Colorado law for the contract to buy and sell real estate has, deadlines. And appraisal deadlines is one of those.
Yeah.
And she should have been presented with that. The owners, the sellers, I should say, should have been presented with the deadline of the appraisal deadline, and then they would have discussed the issue.
But they weren't.
So, well, they had to sign off on it, though. I mean, all of those deadlines are signed off on.
Well, the appraiser deadline is usually for the buyers, not for the seller. The buyer's the one that gets the appraisal. The seller does not have to sign off on an appraisal.
Well, absolutely. But what I'm saying is if the buyer did not like the appraisal, that was her opportunity to go back with her own and renegotiate.
Hold on a sec. Stay on. Rezi, she brings up a good point. There was a deadline way before closing for the appraisal. Were you presented that lower appraisal weeks before?
2 weeks, yes.
Well, then during that 2 weeks, your broker should have contacted the selling broker with a counteroffer. And he would have been obligated to show his seller. Right, Kim?
That's exactly right.
So she brings up a good point. If you knew about this for 2 weeks, that further weakens your argument, because it's like it doesn't weaken your grievance, by the way. Technically, that broker should not have beat up on the appraiser. However, it doesn't strengthen your argument. Your argument that you could have gotten this house cheaper, what Kim is saying is, as soon as you saw that lower appraisal, your broker should have submitted a lower offer to see what happens. You know what?
Interesting.
Yeah, so why didn't your broker do it? You don't have to wait for that guy to contact him. Once you submit, Kim, if she would have canceled that offer and resubmitted a lower one, wouldn't that selling broker be obligated to show that owner?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Rezi, you have a problem with your broker too. You were not counseled correctly. Okay. Genesis Total Exteriors. We talk about contracting all the time. GenesisTotalExteriors.com is someone we know and trust for roofing and gutters and siding and windows and fences and decks and also interiors. Basement refinishing, bathrooms, kitchens, 303-679-8509, GenesisTotalExteriors.com.
This is Denver's Talk Station, 630.
But in her offer, she should have had a contingency that as long as it appraises at that point. That's what most of these offers are.
No, because people now don't want.
Well, maybe this one could be a little different stuff. But there's many contingencies like that, though.
Yeah, but in this market, if you put an offer in with contingencies, it'll go to the bottom. Ones with no contingencies go to the top.
It sounds like they're
depending on the credibility.
But if they pulled it off the market, then the seller was harmed.
What are these pictures for, Mark, that we're looking at here? Or who sent them to me here? Live email, Mark, Dan, Tom. What is this? Pics are line 3. Never mind. I got it.
Investors also bidding up shares in big department stores, adding to last week's gains. Macy's up 4%. Walmart and Anthem are teaming up to expand senior access to over-the-counter medications. Starting in January, patients with Anthem's Medicare Advantage plan can use their insurance to cover some Walmart.
Oh, like here's the guy. Please see attached Environmental Consulting Group. That final ambient mold air sampling report was good. Okay. Did you tell Brian that the final mold report came back clean? You ought to let him know that.
I found that Salon Plus Lidocaine Plus works best for my pain. It's powerful, available without a prescription.
That's not saying they're
nut nerves like red herbs. It starts to work on contact. Effective plastic.
He's kind of had his shit together, that guy.
In the silver box with the blue label.
Oh, by the way, Ken, when you talk into the mic like this, okay? Don't be like this. Go over right to it, or bring the mic to you, actually. You don't have to move.
I don't understand all these pictures. This is good. There's no, he's got all these pictures.
The no context.
Right.
I want to try another alternate route for now. A couple of
Imagine
crashes.
this is
Watch out
issue,
for
why
176 and take.
do they send this?
It's a nice block. Tom, I mentioned Mr. Sparky though. I needed a panel replacement, and they gave me an estimate that was about $2,000 more than the top end of what Google says it should have been. So that's why I was asking about it.
How much?
I brought it with me.
How much less or more?
This was the estimate. It was $500 for that and a dedicated circuit from the microwave to the new panel. I had a company, SJO Electric, come out and do the whole thing for like $2,800, including that dedicated circuit.
Why didn't you call me one on the referral list?
Oh, this was a couple years ago.
Oh, okay.
I literally had a refrigerator magnet.
That's the whole notion of shopping. If you shop on a referral list, you'll find variations like that right on the referral list.
Mm-hmm.
This is high.
It's extremely high.
But it would be way higher even with some other companies.
Than that?
Yep. Way higher.
Why did you replace the panel?
There was a night. What?
The whole panel was replaced?
Yeah. I was putting a 250 amp panel.
For that price?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good price.
I had it done for $2,900.
That's wonderful. That's a better price. I don't know what's the difference, but that's a good price.
Oh.
On what? For a panel change?
Mm-hmm.
You went from what amp to what amp?
There was I'm sure a 150 amp.
How many? To 200?
Yes.
How many breakers?
I think there's
if you had to count them up, how many? How many switches are in there?
16, 18.
Okay, that could run you with a good company anywhere from 3,000 to 9,000. That's the variation you're going to.
It's a big swing.
You'll find some companies doing that for $9,000. No doubt in my mind.
That's insane. I mean,
how much was it?
This was a $5,700.
But he didn't pay $57. He paid $28. He did a good job.
Well, like once I signed this, and then that night I went and Googled it. Good. And then,
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Okay, listen, just got this hot email. 15 callers, listen to this one, for water heater maintenance. Now, that's only $34 from 24/7 Fix-It. Now, that is a great price for Fix-It 24/7. It's for the next 15 callers. What they do is they drain the tank, they flush it, they check it and adjust it for $34. If you don't do this, now you don't have to do it yearly, but if you don't do this periodically, you will cut short the life of your water heater. And it's just $34 from Fix-It 24/7. And it's for the next 15 callers for a sediment flush and tune-up of the water heater. That they'll check the burners and everything with gas. And here it is. It's 720-526-3939. It's a great deal. 720-526-3939. All right, man. We got a lot to talk about. David, I know Adele's been waiting. David waited a long time. David, what's going on? I have some photographs here that you sent to us, and I really appreciate it. So tell me what I'm looking at, sir, on these photographs.
So 2 of them are the finished product when I finished my backyard, and the others with all the dirt and everything is like the mud that's washing over from my neighbor's yard, and it's ruined that portion of the landscaping. I guess what I'm calling for, I'm not ready to like go to court or anything.
All right, so tell me again. You're saying they ruined part of your landscaping.
Yes, sir.
What part? I'm looking at new sod. I'm looking at stone borders. Where is is that your landscaping that was ruined? The new sod?
Correct.
So you showed me
a portion of the sod, and then all of that rock got buried over with a bunch of dirt washing over through the fence from my neighbor's yard.
Did you show me before and after?
Yeah, they kind of came in all jumbled on the message I sent over.
No, I see it.
Before and after, Tom.
I can get it. I see it. So you're saying the damage was due to water draining?
Correct.
How is that your neighbor's fault?
Well, it's isn't that encroachment? Because he's not correcting his drainage?
No.
It depends. My yard.
Oh, wait. No, you didn't tell me. I thought it was natural draining. He's emptying his sump pump into your yard?
Yeah, there's no diverting of the sump pump, and it floods right into my yard. And
okay, well, you didn't tell me that part. That's the part that's important. In other words, he has a hose coming out from his sump pump pointed right at your yard.
Correct.
Why?
I couldn't tell you. I don't know.
I mean, is it pointed?
He bought the house that way, but it's causing a lot of damage.
Well, hold on, but
property.
First he has to know about it. Second, he has to know it's wrong, and third, has to refuse to do something. So, did he even know about it? He can't be held responsible if he didn't know it.
No, I've knocked on his door already, and I've talked to him.
But did you talk to him after the damage? Did you?
No, I talked to him before that as well.
Before it was ever damaged, you noticed the problem.
Yeah, I actually go over and blow out his sprinklers for him in the fall time, and so I pointed it out to him during that before the damage even took place.
Where is his hose coming out, or his pipe coming out from the sump pump?
If you kind of look at the aerial view where I'm standing upstairs in the home, you can kind of see over the fence.
Yeah, I got it.
You see that white tube portion that's coming down?
Yeah.
That's pointed directly towards my fence.
What do you mean white? You mean the pipe, the PVC pipe?
Yep, that's going from a sump pump to the right of the air conditioning condenser.
Oh, I see it. Yep, I see it. Yeah, and then all that mudded area is where it runs into.
Correct.
Man, I would say, Mark, he's clearly, if he knows that exists and didn't do anything about it, I would say that he has an obligation to fix that.
Have you talked to him after he saw what it did?
Well, I've tried knocking on his door, and he doesn't answer the door anymore.
Well, you're gonna have to assess some damage and sue him in small claims court, bro. I mean, unless you want us to call him, I mean, we can. But I mean, this is a neighbor versus neighbor thing. It should just be.
And my motivation for calling today was to find out would any homeowners insurance have anything.
No, I don't think so. I don't think his would cover you, or yours would cover you. I don't think so, because it's landscaping. Landscaping is seldom covered. In some cases it is. You may want to look at your coverage or ask. If you had a really good agent like Compass Insurance Group, a good broker, they would tell you honestly, one way or the other. In fact, we can ask them what
but you know his deductible is probably going to be more than what this is.
I don't know how much damage this is, but you also have an obligation to mitigate your damages somehow. But you need to write him a letter, and if he doesn't answer, you need to sue him. I hate to tell you that, man. That's what you need to do. He was made aware clearly that this is excessive drainage going straight into your yard. I mean, why the hell should you take up all his drainage? That's not right. It's just not right. Now, if it was natural drainage, it would be a whole different story. Unless he adjusted the grade, who's ever the lowest gets it, and they have to deal with it. That's just the way it is with natural drainage. There's no upline responsibility unless they do something on purpose to make it worse, like a sump pump, or they had a retention pond that they let loose every few months. I mean, that would be ridiculous. But I think in your case, I would be pissed off too. I mean, so you let us know what you need us to do to help you, okay? Suzanne, ask him if he needs anything. I mean, but that's what I would do. I would warn him in writing and then sue him in small claims court for a very specific damage. And just say, look, he was made aware of it and did not divert. Adele, what's happening? Adele.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, Tom.
How can I help you, man? How can I help you?
I had a Chevy box truck, which I use for work, and the transmission went out like a month ago.
Yeah?
So I took it to this place that's called Mountain Transmission over at York Street.
How'd you find them?
My friend, he fixed with them before.
Okay.
And he told me they're a reasonable price.
What's the problem?
The transmission was out, so...
but what did they do wrong? Did they do anything wrong?
Well, first of all, it was there for like a week and a half. They said they will do it in a couple of days.
Yeah.
And second, when they did it, he gave it back to me. He said, use it for 2 weeks and then come back so I can give you the warranty. Well, after a few days, I started hearing noises. And I tried to call them.
Well, hold on. Here's what I need to know. What did they do wrong? I don't need to know the process, but what did you find out they did? Did you pay them for repairs?
Yes, I did.
How much did you pay them, bro? How much?
$2,100.
Whoa! What were they supposed to do for that? What contract do you have?
They're supposed to rebuild the transmission.
And right now, you're having a lot of troubles.
Yes, like I said, it has noise. So I called them.
So what do they say about that?
They say that the problem is not the transmission; it's from the back, the differential, something like that, and that needs to be repaired, and it's going to take another $1,800.
Well, here's the deal: they're either right or wrong. Okay, I know that sounds overly simplified, but what I mean is this: if they did a great job on your transmission, and you truly do have a bad differential, that's a separate animal. Unless they're just covering up for their mistake and they're telling you that. So you need we need an independent set of eyes to look at.
Or they misdiagnosed it as his problem to begin with.
That's right. Well, that's why I took
Are you thinking you never needed transmission work to begin with?
No, I needed transmission work.
All right, then here's what we're going to do, Adele. Listen. I want you to take it to one of our experts. I would like you to take it at Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair. Now, here's why. They'll give you a 1-hour free diagnostic, as they would anyone. But you tell them I sent you. And if you do, now, we're not trying to kiss you off. We're trying to help you. What you do is you ask them to look at it and to give you very specific information on whether they rebuilt the transmission or not. And then what is causing this problem. Would you give them, they're on South Santa Fe, just south of Dartmouth, okay? You really need to get us a report. Suzanne, would you let him know more if he needs it? And that's the only way we can do it, Adele. They're telling you it's something else. You're saying you had the transmission rebuilt and you think it's that. We got to figure this out. That's why we have experts at referralist.com.
This report is brought to you by Lowe's.
Travel on the north end, well, there's a bit of delay on northbound I-25.
Would you ask how many miles he had on that?
I can't believe anybody would do $1,300.
No, that's low.
1,300 for what?
So yeah,
200 amp panel.
Yeah, I showed him when you Google, average cost of panel replacement. So it's between 13 and 3,000 average.
Well, I don't give a shit what Google says. That's impossible. Impossible. And I know more than Google because I deal with it every goddamn day. So they might be surveying the
This is what
country,
Brian-
and that includes the Appalachians with 50 amp service. I don't know, but I will tell you this: you will never get a panel service ever changed out for what do they 1,300?
Not here.
Never.
And that's the thing about it.
In Mexico, they're free.
What's that?
No, man. I really need that.
Yes, when you talk, make sure you're
It's
right
like,
here.
now,
when you talk,
granted, I'm going to
because
tell
you're
you
a quiet talker.
part of the market is driven by, oh shit, I need a panel. And people expect a high price. I swear to God.
That was my, I mean,
The actual parts.
Well, your
I don't
volume
need
is
it
here.
now.
The actual
Here's your volume for
parts
these.
and labor.
Very little.
Here,
Bullshit.
your volume is here.
It's not
too.
even
You
worth
have two.
close to
Here.
$9,000. Here's the problem. You get shops now, and they know people don't know. And that is truly probably, they probably took parts and labor and actually jobbed it out. You'll never get it. Because here's what companies do nowadays. They do parts and labor, and then they do
This is what
ROI.
the
I swear
Eagle
to God,
property is
and they
saying
add
about
to
that mold.
And but it's not
So
unusual.
they screwed it
It's
up.
not like, oh, I don't want one of those companies. The ones who do it for that price don't stay around.
Did they pull a permit? If you didn't get a permit on that, you're
up shit's creek.
You sure are.
When you go to sell your house, I'm telling you that
That's a big deal.
the permit alone on that could have been $150, $200.
That's where he's saying the mold is coming.
There must have been a permit hold. I mean,
Did you have an inspector come to the house?
Yes.
Okay, good, excellent.
The good news
And
for her is she
and
can probably still get
the
a
permit
claim.
was on the window outside.
But she's got a whole house torn apart.
I'd
Apparently,
like you to give him the name of that company.
The one who did it?
Yeah, I'd like to give it to you.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We have time for calls, Suzanne. If you wanna tee a couple up, 303-713-8255. Now, as you know, Deputy Ken came to us originally, and he gave me permission for this, so it's not like I'm doing this out of hand. Deputy Ken, he had a bad day one day. He has stage 4 cancer. And he had a bad day, and he called us. He didn't know what the hell to do. He was feeling really bad. He felt like he was a burden. We said, Ken, get your ass over here. Let's use you. You can help others. And he stopped all his pain meds and all his other crap because it was making him feel worse than anything. Right, Ken? And so you really look good. I swear to you, no one would even guess you're a cancer patient at all. Have people told you that before, Ken?
Just recently.
Yeah? And so here's what I want to ask. Your last chemo was when? Your last chemotherapy?
Will be tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Now, will you be out after that a couple days? How does it affect you?
No, I'll get up and at 'em. I don't let it affect me.
Does it make you sick and stuff?
Nauseated.
Yeah. They've really refined that process. Now, it doesn't even... Do you remember how people used to be discolored from it? Remember that? People had this mark. Did you remember that? They had a pale yellow or mustard color sometimes when they were going through that. So anyway, you look healthy. You gained weight. What is your secret? Seriously. Because I'm hoping other people who are down and out like you were listen. And maybe something happens and they give us a call. So what, to get your physical strength back, you don't have all of it back, but you're looking really good. What did you do?
A lot of Bluebell ice cream and working out.
No, really, because your appetite was dead, right?
Exactly. I had no appetite.
Yeah. And so you're working out again?
Slowly. Light weights and...
Aren't your doctors amazed right now?
They're very impressed.
I mean, I hate to say it, but let's face it. They told you 3 months ago you wouldn't be alive.
They gave me 3 months initially.
Yeah.
It affected my brain, but...
And then you told them, but I can't pay the bill. And they say, okay, we'll give you a year. Yeah. That's a joke, man. Come on. Benny, what's going on with you, Benny?
Man, this time of year always sparks major panic attacks for me.
Why?
It reminds me, because the smell of the air in the morning.
Don't you love it that wait, I don't feel fall in the air yet, but I love when I do. I love fall. I love winter.
See, I love it in the extent that it's nice or whatever, but it reminds me of waiting at the bus stop for just another year of misery. Just
when you were a kid?
Imagine. Yeah, that's right.
Going to school?
Oh, my God. Going to school and just knowing that I'm going to have to stare at the books for another another year just having no idea what the teacher's talking about.
So I take it you didn't go to college.
Oh, actually, I did go to college.
What did you study?
Communications.
You studied broadcasting?
Yeah.
What did you want to do?
I wanted to be on the radio.
Did you get into radio?
No.
He's on right now.
I'm on right now.
Well, we told you should come in as a common man one day.
I'm working on that, Tom. We're emailing.
We want to get you in as a common man, and we'll let you pretend you're the host.
Hey, all right. I have a couple good bits. But it's a serious matter. I'm trying to look for maybe a psychotherapist because talk about.
Oh, come on. Now, hold on. There is a true thing called anniversary reaction. There's another thing called seasonal disorder. And it's called SAD, seasonal something. It spells out SAD, and it's a disorder they call it. And certain times of the year make people depressed, and it's usually when the days get shorter. Did you know that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Mostly just because I know that I'm just going to get yelled at by teachers for another year.
Well, man, I went to private parochial school, so that'll get you.
Oh man, I can tell you that I eventually got moved over to an all-boys school.
Yep, I had one. Listen, man, when I see a nun, I automatically go, ouch! They mean pain to me. Well, they don't wear the old habits anymore.
No.
But the old habits, oh my God, nuns scared the hell out of me.
If you want to be really impressed, you should see my old boys' production of Grease. I did great.
You think the nuns are scary? Have you seen what the priests do to you lately?
Well, you know what? I'll tell you what. We feel for you. But I love fall and winter. I haven't yet. Yesterday it was a little cool. You could feel it a little. I don't know why I love fall and winter. The thing that would make it perfect if days were simply a little longer. But I love fall and winter. But Benny needs some help, he says. And he needs some help with seasonal disorder because of school. Our common man, did you have fun today, Drew?
This was everything I thought it could be. It was
Boy, he's got a great voice. I love his voice. I'm going to use you. Say, you're listening to the Troubleshooter on KHOW. Let me hear it. With the ballsiest voice you can do. Go.
All right. You're listening to the Troubleshooter on KHOW.
We could train that voice and we can use it. Okay, we got an announcer. And he thought, see, Benny, you should have been here. Benny doesn't have much of a voice, but he has a personality. I can tell.
He sounds like that guy who does the snoring, the Zipa commercials.
He has a personality, though. I can tell he's going to be fun. I shouldn't give the number out because we're out of time. So anyway, here's what I want to tell you. Remember, we have that special right now from Plumline Services. If you mention Martino and you do the replacement, in addition to half off the AC, they will give you another $1,000 off with that combination furnace AC, and that's 303-586-1086. And then also, remember this, referrallist.com to shop around for anything you need, referrallist.com, and save all your problems for me.
So you said you've had that electrical contractor up doing other stuff?
Yeah. They came in and put in
send us his info. I'll try to get him on the referral.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, Mark. It sounds good.
Like I said,
he's probably just an electrician, right? He's not an all-in-wonder.
It's not just one guy. It's SJO Electric. I think they're.
But they don't do plumbing and all that shit.
SJO Electric.
I don't think they're home services now. Yeah. Not with that name.
Can I yank this?
Yes.